Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Big T.O. Heavy Bad Boxing TV. And I got the usual suspects gonna be joining us here in a second. Matter of fact, here we go. My guys in the building. Joined by Punch Drunk 412 and my guy Sean Don. And man, we got some good stuff to discuss tonight, man. First of all, David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. It is official, November the 25th. I'm definitely excited about this one. Real quick though, my guys, man, in the building. Let's let them hear it. Give them a round of applause. What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling tonight, man?
I'm well, man. I can't complain.
My guy, Punch Drunk, you in the building? Punch. Hopefully, Punch ain't having no technical difficulties over there.
No, Punch, he here. He here. What's up, brother?
Oh, there you go. My guy. Appreciate y'all for joining me again, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for sure. All right, man, we got some stuff to go over, man. Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez versus Andrade. That's official, bro. How y'all feeling about this one, right? You got two undefeated fighters, both on the tail of Canelo Alvarez, both seeking that dream fight. David Benavidez, a true 168-pounder. He's been around the block in that division. A lot of people feels like he's the real king at 68. It's basically destiny for him to be in that ring with Canelo Alvarez. But you have this who I feel has an extremely special talent in a Demetrius Andrade. I know a lot of people don't favor Andrade, and Father Time is catching up with him rapidly to be getting this opportunity now at 32-0. And I believe he's 33 or 34 years old. This is a big fight, right? This is a really, really big fight. Punch Drunk, what do you make about this fight, man? This is a big fight in your book, and who you like?
Man, this is a really, really interesting fight for me because on one end you got Demetrius Andrade, who up till this point, I'm gonna be honest, has fought nothing but tomato cans. Nobody really give him an issue in the ring. You know what I mean? He got all the intangibles. He got fast hands. He's powerful. You know, and he got all the skills that he needs to give Benavidez problems. As far as David Benavidez, I think David Benavidez, he's very dangerous. He brings a lot of pressure. Got extremely fast hands. And I ain't seen. I could be wrong, but I ain't seen Andre face nobody who could put that type of pressure on him. Now we all know that Demetrius like to start fast, real fast. But that's the scary thing about to make this fight so interesting to me is because one starts fast and one gets started around like round 5. If he don't hurt you early, like Benavidez really gets going, but maybe the 4th, 5th round, that's when he really starts to get going. Where Andre trying to knock your head off in the first 5 minutes. Ring, ring, he's coming hard. So again, Benavidez never faced nothing like that before.
For sure.
So I give this a 50. I say this is going to be a 50-50 fight because Andre got the footwork that Caleb Plant displayed, plus the hand speed and the power that Plant didn't have. So he could give Benavidez a lot of problems. But if Benavidez corner him, it could be serious trouble. So I like that fight. That's a good fight, and I'm excited to see it.
And let me ask you this. Who do you like in this fight?
Ooh, that's hard. You know what? I gotta give it to the Mexican Monster, bro. He showed me more and he fought better competition. So yeah, I gotta give it with this. I think he's gonna be able to handle the moment better. His first pay-per-view fight against Plant, he did a good job. Now he didn't do what we expected, but he came in lean, in shape, ready to fight. That surprised me. He come in like that against Andrade, bro. Yeah, he's gonna give my man issues. So I'm gonna have to go with the Mexican Monster on that one. But anything can happen. We know this is boxing.
Absolutely. Sean Don, your thoughts?
First of all, we need to come and get this out the way right now. His name is Andrade. Everybody on the internet got a different way to pronounce this man's name. Man, can
I
we
done
come
heard it
to a
all.
consensus today? I done heard it all. I ain't never heard whatever he just said just now. But anyway, uh, no, everything he said was on point. Like literally, everything he said was on point. Now, what I do want to add to the discussion is so, like he said, you got one that starts off hot. You know what I'm saying? He come out firing, and, you know what I'm saying? And he may gas out early because of that. And then you got one that don't get started till fifth, sixth round. You know what I'm saying? They call that downloading rounds, whatever you want to say. And then, he usually gets you out of there late. Typically by TKO, he ain't really got the footwork or the IQ, respectfully, the high enough IQ to really set up punches and like really box the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? So it's typically when another fighter has gassed out or is looking, not as sharp lately. I mean, late is when he usually gets you out of there, and that's when he, usually try to overpower you or whatever. So, like he said, it's gonna be the perfect clash of and perfect contrast of styles. You know what I'm saying? And it's really gonna be, can Andrade, use his experience, and snap out of the whole starting early thing, trying to knock people out, trying to look flashy and all that stuff like we want to see, but like, can he actually, adjust his game to, being able to survive those later rounds and actually box the shit out of the Mexican Monster. Now, I got him getting David up out of there in about 10-11, me personally. Like,
Ooh,
not no TKO, I think.
You like Andrade by knockout?
Yeah, by 10-11. It may come earlier, but I think, I think he's going to get Andrade up out of, he's going to get Benavidez up out of there. But if it go to the cards, I got Benavidez just because he's the house fighter. That's who everybody want to see win because they want to set up the Canelo and Benavidez fight, which is never going to fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? So, here's what it is.
I respect it. I respect it. And then listen, you're not alone picking Andrade. Like a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of people feeling the same way you feel, feeling like the footwork from Andrade is gonna cause some problems for David Benavidez, and a lot of people feel like that ring IQ might be superior to David Benavidez as well. I told you guys before I like Benavidez in this fight. I just think it's the motor and the hand speed for me. And of course, as Punch Drunk pointed out, if you have paid attention to Andrade over the years, he does like to start out fast, and he tends to slow down in those later rounds. So for me, if he's still there, 8th, 9th round, I think that's when that onslaught from Benavidez comes out. You know what I mean? What we normally see from him. And it'll be a matter of, can Andrade withstand it, right? Can he hit him with something to respect? Because he keeps coming no matter what, man. First of all, can he garner some type of respect with his own power? And if that is the case, then I think we have a different fight. But if, I ain't gonna say the much bigger, but more, yeah, we can't say much bigger because you got Andrade who just recently, he's only one fight in at 68, and, Benavidez is a big guy. So, of course, the bigger David Benavidez, how will he react to that Andrade power? But I do think Andrade is crafty, man. I think he can set up some real serious traps for David Benavidez to kind of walk right into. I do believe that, if you view this as a 50-50 fight, I don't think you're wrong. I believe Demetrius Andrade is that good. I do believe he's sort of kind of been that avoided boogeyman, right? I do kind of feel like this is the battle of the boogeyman. But one thing will be for sure, which a lot of people also feel like, is David Benavidez just has been matched well throughout his career. So I think this will be that determining factor fight for David Benavidez to see whether or not it was just a matchup of, opponents. But I think that Caleb Plant matchup put that to bed. But we're gonna have to see in this one. But I do like Benavidez in this fight. Looks like Punch Drunk agrees with me, and Sean is out there on the island by himself. He's taking Andrade. Let us know in the comment section who you got and why. Now again, this fight, November the 25th. If you rock out with the channel, man, you most definitely got to be paying attention to this one. Also, we wanted to touch on Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. And like I've been saying for a long time, basically ever since the fight was over, I said that it was too one-sided. I felt like it was a one-sided ass whooping. It was no need to see this fight again. And I also said, don't be surprised if this fight doesn't happen. I should have put a clip of the very first video I did and replayed it for y'all in this one. But it appears that Showtime execs, Steven Espinoza, they might not be behind this rematch like everybody think they are. Punch Drunk, you had some more details on that?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me, bro. Like we said in the last joint, like, who are you really willing to pay $85 to watch Errol Spence get the brakes beat off him again? Like, what adjustments can you make in 3 months that's going to change the outcome at all? Yeah, you might put on a better performance, but can you win? Nah, bro. When you get outclassed on that level, bro, pack it in and avoid that nigga for the rest of your career. There ain't no point. So, sorry, aerosexuals. There ain't going to be no rematch. And I touched on this in one of my videos when I said, don't get your hopes up, because, I mean, I'll watch it again because I would love to watch Earl get his brains beaten just to see the fans gushing tears the way they was. I reveled in it. I reveled in the glory of it. So I don't mind doing that twice. But it's not a surprise that the people who behind Steven Espinoza is like, bro, this fight is not profitable. Like, he beat the shit out of him. What's the point? There's really no point. Like, it's that one-sided. Like, whenever, remember how Steven Espinoza gave the interview and said, oh, well, Spence just had a tough fight. When they say a tough fight, that really means he beat the brakes off you, nigga. I don't want to see that again. So, as far as me agreeing with it, yeah, I totally agree. There was no point. Like, it was too one-sided. I mean, in reality, like I said, I'll pay for it again, but it's kind of pointless because he got completely outclassed in every facet of the game, bro. Like if there was a ladder from 1 to, Bud was a 10, and Earl was a 7, possibly an 8. You being nice giving him an 8 in that fight. He got outclassed so much. Maybe we give Earl the first round. He definitely lost the second. The third round was kind of like that was when the fight was starting to happen. Like, okay, maybe Earl's woke up now, and then he got dominated in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Dropped twice in the 7th, stopped in the 9th. For up this time, I think he's gonna be out of there in like 4 rounds. So yeah, everybody gonna be disappointed on some Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston shit. So great decision for me. That's what I got to.
Word, Sean.
Yeah, they say Al Heyman, he threatening to take his money up out of take PBC up out of away from Showtime. It's likely that he goes with Amazon Prime, and Espinoza is scrambling to make bigger fights or pressure PBC, which he really don't even got to pressure Al, because Al is a promoter. He's been a concert promoter, an event promoter since the 70s, I want to say it was. So like, him having big fights and putting on big spectacles is his forte. He has no incentive to not do so because he's a promoter. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make them. Well, excuse me, he's an advisor, but you know what I mean? How that goes. Like, his thing is concert promoting, event promoting. So there's no reason for people to think that he wants to do the Al Heyman or Bob Arum thing, which is play both sides, take all the money and whatever. At the end of the day, he's always going to want to keep those relationships intact as far as, being able to book events whenever he wants, which is how Floyd is able to go and box people out or block people out from certain dates. But, in the grand scheme of this Bud and Spence thing, it's likely not to happen because of that. Like they say, because of the budget not being there, not because they don't want to pay the fighters, or not because we're not interested in the fight. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm gonna touch on that in a second. That's a whole other thing. Not because fans aren't interested, or not enough fans are interested in the fight, but because no matter what, if they put it on, we gonna pay for it and we gonna watch it. So like the interest that they say isn't there, really is behind the scenes. But the thing is,
so hold up real quick. I hate
they
to
can't
interrupt.
put.
You think the rematch at 47 or 54 does the same numbers?
Yeah,
or
I think
more?
it'll do the same numbers. It'll probably do more. Probably
Oh,
do
wow.
more. Like we're saying that people aren't going to pay for it, but like they are. Like the hardcore boxing fan is going to pay for it, and they're going to hype it up bigger than the first one. They would be like, it doesn't. I get what the hardcore fan is saying. Like we don't want to see it. I get that, and the hardcore fan saying these things, it doesn't really translate to it being the narrative, or the the actual story that's out there. So like the same with, we'll talk about it later. But anyway, um, we as fight fans, like real hardcore boxing fight fans that think about this stuff every day, day in and day out, like we don't want to see it, no. But if they put it on, we're going to buy it, we're going to watch it, just for the sheer fact that maybe he does come back and fight a better fight. Like we don't want to miss that. Like the sensationalism around that alone is going to make us, we can talk shit all we want up until the day that it come up, and we going to cave in and buy it or go to that fight party or whatever the case may be anyway. So what I'm saying is,
but I think the biggest question is the casual fans. They have an extremely short attention span, right? Any real success behind these pay-per-view events is the casual fan, because the hardcore fan base is going to buy it regardless. You know what I'm saying? You can count on that 1 to maybe 250,000 pay-per-view buys. That's just basically the hardcore fan base. What makes it excel is the casuals. And, a lot of the times, again, the casuals have a short attention span. A lot of the times they won't buy something if they already know what they're purchasing, right? You got to really have that real element of, I really don't know what's going to happen there. And that's been, proven in the past with certain fights where, people felt like somebody had the edge in coming into this fight, and it translated to lower viewerships or Vegas odds. It always translates somewhere down the line. So I understand what you're saying.
Hear me out.
I want you to keep in mind that the casual fans really
dictate
the success of these events. Okay.
I know. So, again, they got us already. So, yeah, convincing the casual, like you said, they got a short attention span. It's TikTok fast. So, like, it's not going to be hard, because they've already started to spin a narrative anyway. He had egg weights in his gloves. Snack is steroids, all the stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, these are the reasons that you can sell it to the casual. Plus the the bright lights and the colorful banners and all that other stuff. Like they just gonna go for whatever. Get Sexy Red involved, and I promise you, they can sell this as a bigger fight. You know what I'm saying? They can sell it to the average fan, the average consumer. So. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to be a different outcome. I don't even know how they could sell it as a different outcome. But they got Isaac Cruz and Tank on the horizon. So if they can keep doing that shit over and over, I don't see how they can't. You know what I'm saying? Dust this one off and get it back out there. Especially two bigger names, two bigger names as far as pedigree and accomplishments in the game. We can get another undisputed fight to sell again. But again,
so let's touch on that. A lot of Errol's fans abandoned him after that fight and jumped to Terrence Crawford's side. One of my brother's friends did the same thing. Never watched one Terrence Crawford fight. Seen him beat Errol Spence's name the whole time, and then he jumped. That was the best fight I ever seen.
So that's not a. That's not a fan. That's a cheerleader. He just had his pom poms out for the night, and he
That's
put
a
him up and
casual,
put
That's how
right.
they
So
are.
again, so we can't even really count on them. We can't really take that serious anyway. Like, bro, you was here for the weekend. Like, we can't take that serious.
And for that reason
I think
alone
that's
is why I don't think the numbers are the same, and I think Showtime knows that. That's why they're going to be reluctant to put anything behind this fight.
Why wouldn't they be? If dude switched his cape to a Bud cape, then see it, he gonna come back and see it so he can root for the winner. Like, oh yeah, I'm on Buzzsaw now, baby 100. Like, what you? I get what y'all saying, but it can go either way.
Why just jump on a bandwagon? Like, that's why I don't think that it's going to garner as much interest. Like, a lot of people was on Errol Spence's side and never watched Bud fight one time. Then seeing it and their jaw was on the floor. Like, he's this tight? Yes, he's this tight. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Listen. If that was the case, what's the normal window for a rematch? Somewhere, anywhere between 3 to 6 months. If that was the case, this fight would have already been announced, bro.
No, right. I get that, but I wanted to say this a second ago. This is one of the things I was going to say a second ago anyway.
Okay.
Of course, everyone wants to see a loss avenged, no matter how long it takes. Now, every single, like, I get what y'all saying about a rematch being announced in 3 to 6 months, but that's not a guarantee because we've seen some of the greatest fighters not avenge their loss till 3-4 fights later. So we can't move the goalpost for Bud. Like, it ain't got to be different for him. He can rematch it, like y'all say. Yeah, like y'all was the ones that was saying this. He doesn't have to rematch it right now, or if he even wants to. Which I think that he's gonna keep his word because he ain't never not kept his word. But I just think that I just think that what everybody wants to see is Earl get a few fights under his belt to reclaim some type of glory before going into the fight. But really, his best time to do that is now because But that's what the fans want to see because they want to see the puncher who when they say a fighter is fan friendly, that just means that he's a puncher and he gets punched. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see an actual boxer go up and beat motherfuckers up, and that's what happened when this clash happened. When this clash happened, so they want to see him go and punch on a couple people, get to root for him again. They don't want to see 2 straight fights where they don't get to root for the guy who is the fan favorite.
Well, I agree with you.
Why Benavidez.
If the argument is in fact that they can do it down the line, then I understand. I guess I was more thinking about an immediate rematch because that was the contract.
That's what was in
you know
contract.
What I mean?
Right,
and they was targeting December, and we've heard it's October, it's almost mid-October.
But you got to
understand.
Now
would be the time to be announcing that December fight if it was gonna happen.
Real quick, we got to remember Bomac was locked up, so if they was dragging their feet, that's just a smart play by Bud to drag his feet until his coach could get back. So, like, I'm not saying that that's going to change things. Like, we will hear an announcement now, but that's most likely the case. And also, he not going to want to just go back in there and beat down on Earl. So, like, give him some time to heal. He ain't even made his first public announcement since the fight yet. He had that one clip where they showed him getting out the car or whatever with the big belly and talking to the nigga with the bean pot. But, like, it went viral on the internet like a week after it actually happened. Because I saw it on internet, like on Twitter the first day it actually happened, but like all the TV, all the YouTube shows didn't start talking about it until like a week later. So like, but he still ain't said nothing yet though. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta wait for him to come out. That could very well, get back in the gym, all of that.
Yeah, they could very well be benefiting from the slow reaction of Showtime and Espinoza to announce this fight. But my whole thing is, what's the hold up anyway? Because if I'm Errol Spence, I would be pushing to make sure I can get the fight done with or without, his trainer. That's beneficial for Errol Spence.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take every single edge I can get in the situation. Make sure y'all hitting that mute button too. But I dig it. I just think if Espinoza and Showtime was really behind this fight, we would have something. It wouldn't be complete silence right now. Go ahead. What you had to say?
touching on what you just said and what Punch said earlier about Steven Espinoza. He said it's not likely for 24. He didn't rule it out for 25, but like it took us 5 years to get this one, and we talked about this before. A fight of this magnitude you couldn't have had during COVID times with no fans in the stands and all that stuff. An undisputed fight, like you gotta have that in a big spectacle type of environment. So like the first year, we know that Earl was ducking because he said it out of his own mouth. Why don't I just fight Kell Brook or Sean Porter and go the easy route? So we know that that was his agenda anyway. Year 2 and 3, up to year 4 for real, we gotta associate with COVID. That's nobody's fault really. They had to drag it out, all the lip service, all the bum ass fights. That was not, it was by design, but against everybody's best wishes because we all went through some bullshit that during that time. So then the last year was really the struggle over 50-50 or do I, in Bud, whatever, but that's Bud. We can attribute that to Bud. You want to look at it like it's a problem or, millionaires fighting over what he worth, that's whatever, but we can attribute that to Bud if anything. So like that was a 5-year window. We gonna have to wait for a fight that big to simmer anyway. So even if this is his next fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm hoping that it is their next fights. Both of their next fights. I'm hoping that there isn't any tune-ups in between because no matter who they fight, it's going to be considered a tune-up. Period. Nothing to talk about. So I think that they really just try to stretch it out a year to give it some time to build it back up because of how bad of a loss it was. Now, if this was a down to the wire type of fight, if this was a down to the wire type of fight, then an immediate rematch would have been, everybody would have been calling for that. But since it was such a beatdown, we all still, in the back of our minds, really want to see it if Earl going to come back and not just – most of us know that he's not going to win. It's a foregone conclusion. And, we really like – we pay for this. We pay for most fights to in hopes that somebody could pull out a victory or, at least make it look better because no fight is won on paper. No fight or no game is won on paper. You got to get
I think the bottom line, though, I think the bottom line is they reluctant to put the money up for an immediate rematch. I agree with you
that's
that
what
it could,
that's what he said.
Happen down the line. I believe he said maybe the end of 2024. But I think that's what it boils down to,
because they running out of money. They running out of money, and they saying.
And it's not even that though, because
they've had
a awesome year. It's just it's a bigger risk with this fight, bro. Listen, they've been doing this a long time.
I cut you off, but did you see what Blue Blood said?
No, I didn't. I don't know what he said on the situation.
Real quick, I ain't trying to take it over. I want to cut to the chase. So like he got some type of intel with all that. So what he said was Steven Espinoza is pretty much fighting for his last, like this is really his last shot at being in the position that he's in, because if it doesn't go right with this, he may not get another shot anywhere else. So he has to be selective about the fights that he's putting out.
That's even more reason not to put the fight on.
I know, just right, hear it out real quick. The budget is shrinking. So the amount of money it would take to make this one fight is like the most of the lion's share of that budget, and the return isn't a guarantee, and it isn't enough for him to make the fight knowing that he's really on his last shot. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean that's the point I was making. You know what I mean? It's not, this rematch is not worth the investment right now. You know what I mean? So therefore, you can't put this fight on. You know what I mean? It's just too much of a roll of the dice. When you it's going to be hard to repackage this, put it back out there, and expect for it to do well, or at least, or even do the same numbers of the first time. Because when you really look at it, they made a profit, but it wasn't much of a profit. Both of those guys garnered or earned at least $25 million a piece. That was what was reported. They sold 650 to 675,000 pay-per-view buys. That turned out to be around $55 million. So you pay those guys $50 million. Then the pay-per-views, you make $5 million. But then you got to think about the gate, which did a little over $21 million. But then you had to pay the undercards, the staff. Everybody got to get their cut out of that. And that's, after the gross. So what did they net? They didn't net much. You know what I'm saying? So now if that fight would have did like Tank and Ryan fight, then we got a different story. We would have heard this fight get announced, last week sometime for December. But that just wasn't the case, you know what I mean? And they reluctant to go ahead and do this rematch immediately. And that's the only point that I was making, that this fight ain't happening immediately like everybody thought it would, whether it was at 47 or 54. Because I do believe, even if Bud said, listen, he's using a stipulation not to fight me at 54, I'll do it again at 47, or Errol Spence. So, I think either way, to get that bag, Spence would do it again. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. But if it could be done, I know Errol Spence is in. But at this point in time, I just don't think it can be done. You know what I mean? Nobody want to see him. Real quick, let me shout out the chat, man. My guy 913 Boxer in the building. Salute. Tyree Celestine in the building. All right. 913 Boxer say, I'm surprised the fight ain't getting the hype it deserves. The fight clears up a lot. Talking at 68, talking about Benavidez and Andrade for sure, bro. Matter of fact, if y'all got thoughts on that Benavidez and Andrade, we can always revisit that topic, man. We here, we ain't going nowhere for a while, so we definitely want to interact with some of these comments. Celestine in the building, my guy. He said them fanboys need to go sit their blind asses down. I think he talking about people who actually want to see the Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight again. I feel you, bro. Edward Morris in the building said Boo Boo beats David. Oh, hey, you taking sides with Sean Don in here tonight, man. He feels Boo Boo gets David Benavidez out of there. I don't know if he knocks him out. I didn't see
smart guy right there.
I didn't see much of that power translate in that introduction to 68. Who did he fight though? I forget who he fought. If you know, put it in the chat. If you guys know and can tell me, he fought on the Hector Garcia Tank Davis undercard back in January. His first fight at 68, but I can't for the life of me remember who it is he fought. It was somebody from that DMV area though, because Tank was putting on the card and he was giving a lot of those guys some shine. I can't remember, but Demetrius Andrade was able to get a knockdown in that fight, but he got knocked down as well, even though I don't believe it was called a knockdown. And I didn't really see what a power translated. And I don't know if he can bring that power up against somebody like a David Benavidez. But for sure, man, put those questions in the chat. We got y'all. Punch Drunk. Final thoughts on the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence rematch.
Yeah, like I said, man, like it could be one of them. Oh, look, that Errol gotta get his get back. Errol gotta get his get back. I'm just gonna watch the nigga get smashed again. And like I said, I'll revel in watching them Errol Spence fans cry because I rubbed it in their faces, and I do not mind doing it again. If it happens, I think it should happen after let them both get up to 154. Fill into the weight. See how they feel. Let them both get a match before that. And maybe at the end of 2024, like Sean said, 2025. That sounds better to me. Maybe they'll recoup some money over there at Showtime and get their fucking business in order over there, and maybe we can get the fight. But personally, I think Errol Spence should stay far away from Terrence Crawford. That ain't nothing but an ass whooping waiting to happen, bro. That's what I mean.
For sure. Make sure y'all smack that like button for your boy, man. If you in here rocking out, and you're listening to the convo, man, most definitely jump in that comment section. I'm going to try and pay attention and answer any questions. But hit that like button for your boy, man. I appreciate that. Edwin Morris in the building. He say, of course, Boo Boo beats David. Then he said, Boo Boo's footwork will put David in the blender. Oh, man, you sound a lot like my guy up here, Sean Don, man. Heavy on that footwork, for sure. I do believe that, that's the weakest part of David Benavidez's game. But I think that motor and that hand speed makes up for a lot. We're going to have to see, man. Time going to tell the story on that one, for sure. Definitely wanted to touch on this Haney situation. Regis Prograde, we know that fight's coming up. I want to say it's the official date now. It went from October all the way to December the 9th. And Sean Don, huge Devin Haney fan. Well, he most definitely has Haney winning this fight, outboxing Rougarou. But Rougarou feels like, Devin Haney's gonna need a doctor. He said his father mentioned the doctors may need to be in the building to check out Regis. And then of course Bill and Dev, they just hyping the fight. Rougarou feels like, if anybody's gonna need a doctor, it's gonna be Devin Haney. But I like Regis in this fight, and I told you guys why before. I don't mind explaining it again. I think in the position that Devin Haney is in, getting another opportunity at selling his fight on the pay-per-view platform. And for you guys who don't know, that Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis will be taking place on DAZN pay-per-view. I think it'll be around $60. He has to bring an exciting element to that fight, right? He hasn't villainized himself. People aren't paying to see Devin Haney lose. He's just not that big of a name. So it has to be an exciting fight. And what makes an exciting fight, you touched on it earlier, Sean Don, is when you take risk. When you give that fan-pleasing style. And if he wants to continue to grow his fan base on pay-per-view, he's going to have to sit in that pocket and take some risks against Regis Prograis, and I think that could potentially be detrimental. Sean Don, you got thoughts?
I'm gonna say this, man. Zorrilla made him look silly, man, and your boy Devin ain't about to give up none of that ground that he was letting Zorrilla get away with. He let Zorrilla take him to the 12th. He ain't about to get that with Devin. I'm telling you that right now. So like you were saying, I wouldn't say I'm a big Devin Haney fan. I'm just a fan of Styles. I like his style. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even the best style, but I like the way he moves as well with his style. You know what I'm saying? It's like he knows that he ain't the biggest puncher and all that, and he ain't the biggest talker either. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna get in that ring and box the shit out you. Now, I don't really got nobody that I necessarily hate at all. You know what I'm saying? It just be the way people move sometimes. And I know that with Devin, they saying everything about Devin, but let's fight. Now, if Cruz had the belt, Tank would have been fought his ass for that WBC strap and the rest of them. But since it's Devin, ain't nobody trying to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not saying that, he's that he the toughest, SOB at 135 or 140, but I feel like my bad for y'all. My bad about the background noise. I'm smoking. I'm right here by the freeway. But anyway, I think that he. I feel like that he gonna give your boy Regis some problems like Zorrilla. It's not Zorrilla. My bad. Zorrilla did. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that your boy
Danielito Zorrilla.
Yeah. I don't think that Devin won't let him get away with the same shit that Zorrilla was letting him get away with. He's just too rangy, too long, he's too athletic, and that's something that Zorrilla ain't. He's just awkward and very smart. So I feel like Devin got this one.
Okay, Punch Drunk.
All right, where do I even get started with this one? Listen, Haney is a great boxer. He got all the intangibles, but there's two things about Haney that I ain't seen get tested with him yet, and I believe Regis is gonna test it. First thing, how strong is that chin, Dev? I need to see that, bro, because the first time you got hit with a clean shot, you wobbled back to that corner. So yeah, that made me nervous. Two,
that nigga started doing that stanky leg. He did. I seen him.
His style is boring because he don't have no power. So he got to stay on the outside the whole time. He got to stay behind the jab. He got to land combinations. He's not standing in the pocket. That's why he's not a pay-per-view draw. We love power in this sport. Power is king in this sport. That pillow fisted shit, bro, that shit's boring. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from his skills. But
tell us how you really feel,
Punch. In the pocket. You try to stand in the pocket with Rougarou. He's going night-night. Because Dev's chin never felt power like what Regis got. If Dev let Regis walk him down, it's night for Dev, bro. And when Bill said, "Oh, they gonna need a doctor for Regis," you might have just lit a fire in that cat, bro. And as far as the Zorrilla fight, man, Zorilla was super awkward, bro. He's giving anybody problems.
I
That style's
wanted
gonna
to
give a
touch
lot
on
of
that.
people problems.
Facts.
And Zorilla was a replacement fighter. And we all know how it be when somebody come in with 2-3 weeks notice. Now you've been training for this cat this whole time. Now you got this new cat with this super awkward ass style, bro. And he still pulled out the win, man. So I ain't even counting. That's the only reason Dad wanted to fight him, because how bad Zorilla made him look. But he had 2 weeks to study up on Zorilla and still jumped in the ring with him, and he landed some shots. And like I said, and like you said earlier, T.O.,
They both got a knockdown.
Devin is susceptible to the left hand. My man is susceptible to the left hand. Hey, yo, Lomachenko was landing that left all day, and that's Regis' power punch, bro. If he lands that flush, we're gonna see Devin Haney on the canvas for the first time. Now, as far as who's gonna win, I think that's a. See, I don't want to say 50-50 because I like Regis' power, but Devin will stay behind that jab and stay out of distance the whole time, like how he did Kambosos in the first fight. If we get that Devin Haney, yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna let Regis get nowhere near him. But if we get the Devin Haney that showed up for the rematch against Kambosos, who stood in that pocket and rumbled, then it'll be an interesting fight. So if he runs, yeah, Devin gonna win. But if he's standing there and rumble, it's night.
Yeah.
Let me rebuttal, Theo,
Sure.
please.
Go ahead, bro.
So, Devin, like I said, if we're going to talk about pillow fists, then we got to bring, then David Benavidez got to enter the chat. Tyson Fury got to enter the chat. These are cats that got TKOs and maybe like 2, 3, 4 actual KOs. You know what I'm saying? So pillow fisting goes that same way.
You can't bring them in because
They
stopping niggas. Devin Haney not stopping niggas.
Listen what I'm saying. Just hear what I'm saying. TKOs and KOs are classified differently because a TKO is just punches.
How many KOs Devin got?
Just hear me out. TKOs are punches and bunches, and somebody is just in high guard and not protecting themselves. They're not watching as the punches come when they got high guard up. That's how most TKOs happen. This ain't the old days where they let you punch out. You know what I'm saying? They stop at a fight. If 5, 6 punches landed, other than the Rolly fight, if 5, 6 punches landed and you're not making eye contact with the puncher, then they're going to stop that fight. So these TKOs don't mean that they just. Let me finish real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
These TKOs, that's not like they're not beating niggas' asses to where they knock the fuck out and like they gotta pull out the chair and make them sit down and let me check and make sure your neck ain't broke. They don't got nothing like that. They got punches and bunches, and we know how much of a cheater Tyson Fury is because he ain't even knocking niggas out like that, but he did damage to Wilder. So like I get what y'all saying about power, and I'm not saying this ain't a dangerous fight for Dev. It's actually probably the best thing he could have ever did for his career because niggas want to see somebody like him lose anyway. They hate him for no reason. Nobody has a real legit reason to hate him.
What he's saying
I don't hate nobody, so I can see that they hate this man for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't got the fighter friendly.
I don't hate him. I just think it's
nobody don't listen.
Right,
I think you nobody hate y'all.
It don't have to be y'all. It don't have to be y'all. But I'm just saying people in general, they will pay to see him lose just like they paid to see Floyd lose.
No, he's not. He's not that big. He's not villainized yet. He's got to be villainized.
So look, this is the face.
Nobody's
of
paying to see.
Right. No, right. So
nobody's paying to see Devin lose. Nobody's barely paying to see Devin at all.
Nobody's barely paying to see him at all. Right. Nobody's barely paying to see him at all.
Yeah.
But the people that pay to see these fights, the hardcore boxing fans, the majority of them don't like Dev. The majority of them got something to say about Dev. The majority of them ain't fans like go Dev. Give me a D, go Dev. Like the majority of them ain't. So we gotta surmise that they're not there to see him
I think it's just because of the power, man. And I think the point he was making is
if that's the reason, that's just some weak ass shit.
Nah, cause see, listen, I'm a fan of the sweet science, man. I appreciate the sweet science. Like I love that shit. You know what I mean? I love when you get a clean style like that. Like I would love to see that Shakur Devin matchup for sure. Like, that's a real chess match to me. I appreciate that shit. But real quick, I gotta rebut you because you brung up Tyson Fury and you brung up who else did you say about no power? David Benavidez.
Oh yeah. So
you gotta understand that that's power.
The bear there. I'm poking
oh
the
yeah,
bear.
yeah. You poking the bear because Devin Haney not even doing. He not stopping nobody, and it's the power
right.
that get those guys in that much trouble. To where the referee say, okay, he's just landing too many real hard power shots. We got to stop the fight. You know what I mean? Devin Haney's not doing that at all.
So real quick, when he fought Tio, well not Tio, excuse me, when he fought Loma, and you know, people was like, oh man, he ain't doing nothing. Loma winning that fight, but after the fight, you can see how battered and bruised his face was. Then reports come out that he actually had to visit the hospital for internal bleeding. Like he don't get no credit for none of that because that's not what their
he would have got
eyes
credit
saw in
if
real time.
if he stopped him, he would have got credit. And
but either way though,
if you look at the past, Loma breaks up kind of easy too. So you know what I mean.
Right, but the reason why I was saying that is because, like he said about Regis, he was saying that, you know, what was the quote what was the quote about the doctors or whatever?
What? From Regis Prograis.
Yeah, I can't remember who said what. I was like, you know,
Regis Prograis said that Bill Haney and Devin mentioned something about the doctors needing to be there so they can check on Regis after the fight.
Got you. So like. Yeah. Devin actually, like I said, I'm not saying that Regis hasn't put people, you know, down, but like I said, the last fights that we gonna judge this off of, you know, like you said, in short notice fights will throw you off. You know what I'm saying? So that we gotta definitely pay attention to that. But like Dev actually took a very skilled, very smart, very high IQ lefty and did damage to it. And Loma's no Regis, but Devin ain't a goofy when it comes to fighting a southpaw. All you gotta do is keep that lead foot on the outside of a southpaw, because their only advantage is right-handed fighters don't fight enough of them. That's the only advantage. So as long as you can keep that lead foot on the outside, like Bud was doing before, well he switched up, but like how Bud does when he fights them. I can't think of who it was off the top of my head. I was watching a fight a couple weeks ago, but he's great at that.
It ain't like Haney washed Loma though. You making it sound like he washed Loma.
I mean, if
no, he ain't washing.
I didn't mind them giving him the nod because I felt like a lot of people didn't pay attention to that body work, but it was far from a wash. And if any fight deserves a rematch, it's that one.
No, I ain't gonna say it has to, because that's why Loma ain't pursuing it like that. They want to use the war and all this shit. Now the war's over, and he ain't been heard from in months, so he even know that there ain't supposed to be no rematch. But I'm gonna say like this: if you really watch fights I watch movies. Every time I watch movies, listen to albums, it's 3 times at least for different reasons. When I watch boxing matches, I watch it with the fans and friends and all that shit, and we laugh and we giggle. The second time I watch it, and the third time, is with audio off. Once to watch the fists, the second is to watch the footwork. Footwork, he won, hands down. When it comes to him landing the body work and actually, like, you know, controlling the whole fight, he really won. He really controlled the whole fight. And the only real rounds that Loma won was 10 or 11. But he's really crafty at making it look like he steals rounds at the end of the rounds. Loma is really crafty, and this is why they say he's a slow starter, because he wants, again, like Benavidez, he wants to look like the more spry and energetic motherfucker at the end of the fight. So like he's stealing rounds, he's also going to steal the fight if he looks like the more fresh person at the end of the fight. No matter how beat up he looks, and Devin ain't even have a fucking mark on his face. They talking about, man, that was 50-50. All right, bro, bet, yep, sure.
I think it was just some of those rounds
just go back and do the punch count. Like, come on, man.
Some of those,
ain't accurate.
Because even when you do the punch counts through some of the majority of those rounds, it was really, really close. And then it was the rounds that had the widest margins, they were all for Loma. So, you know, it was a really tough for me. I felt like it was a tough fight to score, and especially if you wasn't paying attention to the body work from. I think a lot of people got fooled in that fight by Loma because they just was simply not paying attention to the body work.
Every time he did
Devin Haney.
Every time he threw one of them flurries, everybody got everybody nutted up. ESPN was only talking about the good he was doing. They never talked about the good Devin was doing, and they mentioned everything bad he was doing. This is why you got to listen with no audio on. So that will literally sway your decision instead of just watching the punch count, actually watching. Like, I watch these videos, and this is why I talk so fast. Most videos I watch in 1.25 speed. I heard to get through all this shit. When I watch when I watch these boxing matches over, I watch them at .75 speed, I think it is, in slow motion. Because I want to see all this shit. I'm not about to let these flurries, you know what I'm saying, all these flurries just because I like Loma and I want Devin to lose low key, but I'm not going to say it out loud. Like, I'm not going to let that sway my decision because I know he didn't land shit out of none of them fucking flurries. I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm just saying, like, he wasn't landing shit. He wasn't landing shit when y'all go watch it in slow motion, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't landing a fucking thing, man.
I had the privilege to watch that fight a few times, and again, I get it. You know what I mean? But then so sometimes what I like to do is look at the CompuBox numbers and then go back and watch that round and see if those numbers actually match up. And I actually did that during that for that Loma and Devin fight, and it was pretty damn close. And like I said, it was like 2 or 3 rounds in there where it was a really wide margin, especially later on, 2 of them being later on in the fight for Lomachenko. And I think that was the issue. And see, the judges, they don't get to go back and watch it at 7.5 speed. You know,
I feel that.
They got to be looking at that shit right then and there with the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? And they just going off of what they can visibly see at the time.
So think about this. This is the last thing I want to say about it. My bad.
What's that? Go ahead, bro.
My bad. So think about it like this. Loma's first fight was against a nigga for a belt. He got his ass beat. His second fight was against a nigga for a belt, and they cheated. Gary Russell. Like, this man has been loved and revered since he started. What was Bob Arum saying before he even fought his first fight? He's better than Frazier. He's better than Ali. All this shit. Why would they cheat this man if he didn't really win? That don't even make no sense. Don't nobody want to see him win.
I don't think they cheated him.
Pay-per-view draw. Exactly.
I don't think they cheated him.
Fuck out that man. They got it right.
Yeah, I think they
fuck out that boy.
Yeah, I think he lost.
I wasn't mad at Denied, man. I felt like the body work was there. Devin wasn't head hunting, and he did a lot of great. I forget what the final body punch stat was, but you know it was big. I think he had landed like 50 something body shots. So, you know, I wasn't mad at the decision at all.
Coming into this fight, I thought Devin was going to beat the brakes off of Philly, man. I was surprised it was that close, man. I really was.
Yeah.
When
you gotta take your hat off to Lomachenko.
Yeah, when you got the whole world on your side, and you know, and ESPN rooting for you, it's gonna be a tough fight. You know?
Yeah. And listen, you can't. It's not like Loma went in there and laid down. You got to give him a lot of credit. He fought, especially late middle to in those later rounds as well. You know, he was coming on. Again, he had the widest margin in some of those rounds in the entire fight. So, you know, he came to fight for sure, and he made the fight interesting. But did he do enough to take all 4 belts? No, hell no, in my opinion.
No.
And shout out my guy Sean Newchurch in the chat, man. He said if Devin had power, he'd be the face of boxing. Wow, that's a great point. And would be hard to argue. I know his fan base would be tripled right now.
Yeah, we never answered that question, T.O. Make sure you get to that.
What was the question?
I agree with that.
About him being the face of boxing. I don't think that wasn't the question that we touched on.
Yeah, so I was going to find a good way to segue to that. Real quick, I just want to go at 913 Boxer because I know he's been a long time follower of the channel, and Newchurch's been here for a little while, and he's returned. He says this is a real threat for Devin. Talking about the Devin and Regis fight, he says if old reckless Regis shows up with that big left hand, it might be problems. And can Devin keep Regis off of him is the question. And again, I think that goes back to what I said. If Devin wants to make this, if he wants to continue to gain the casual fans, right, he has to make the fights interesting. He has to be willing to take risks to put on a show and put on that fan favorite style. He of course he can keep Regis off of him because he's long enough, young enough, and has the footwork. He can make this a very boring fight and win. And I do believe the consensus is that Devin Haney wins this fight. Bottom line, I think if you're going and pulling for Regis Prograis in this fight, you're just a fan of Regis Prograis and you like his style and you understand that Regis been around a long time and he's just now getting some just due. This is a nigga that fought on Triller, for God's sake, and I was just like, oh my goodness, man, what they doing with Regis? Regis is too talented to be doing this this bullshit. So I think there's a lot of mixed emotions from some longtime Regis Prograis fans. They remember when he was avoided and how skilled he is, and understand that knockout ratio he got is for real. Even though he's a little longer in the tooth, but going against a much younger Devin Haney, who has all of the boxing capabilities to make this an easy night, will he take risks for the sake of trying to sell himself? Being the young, and now I'm segueing, being the youngest promoter in the game with Devin Haney Promotions, and he called himself the real face of boxing because of that. Why? He's undisputed, or he was undisputed at 35. He's the youngest boxing promoter, and now he's moving up to a second division, and has the title shot against Regis Prograis. If he prevails there, that'll make him a 2-weight division world champion. And he simply said, legacy and money. All right, Sean, your thoughts on that?
Actually, let Punch go first. I want to hear what y'all say first.
Hold on, repeat the question. My bad.
Devin Haney feels he's the real face of boxing. When you look at what he's accomplished.
I'll go first.
When you look at what he's accomplished, when you look at the fact that he's the youngest undisputed in the 4-belt era, period, the youngest promoter out there doing his thing, he's been able to put himself on pay-per-view now for the second time now. Just the way he's moving, he's really, and that's why I say it's really hard to hate Devin Haney. The only reason why Devin Haney, and I agree with Sean Newchurch, is the fact that he doesn't have the power. If he had the power and was getting those kind of knockouts and stoppages, he would definitely, have that fan favorite style. But he's doing everything else. He has all of the other nuances. So he believes that he's the real face of boxing. Punch Drunk.
When a face of boxing, that's kind of a reach, man. Because when it comes down to the face of boxing, we got to give the face of boxing to the person who makes the most money, right? Got the biggest, sells out every fight. They do a minimum of 700 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys. Everybody know who he is, even people who don't watch boxing. Okay, there's 2 people in boxing that falls in that category. Only 2, and Devin Haney ain't one of them. So no, I don't like accolades wise. He got a lot of really good accolades. He do, but like Gervonta Davis said that a long time ago. I don't care about belts. Like, I don't want to pay sanctioning fees, so I just want the money. So when you got that mind frame, the belts ain't really that important to you. When Devin, all he ever wanted to be was undisputed, and that was always his goal from number one, and he achieved it. He was the youngest to ever do it, and I knew he was going to do it. We all knew he was going to do it once Tio lost the belts. George Campbell is a cakewalk. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised that he did that. But accolades wise, you can give him an argument. But to say he's the best, say he's the face over somebody like Canelo Alvarez or Gervonta Tank Davis, nigga, you drinking. Like, yeah, I think it's kind of, you're supposed to feel that way in boxing, because in boxing, you're the star. All boxers feel they the best, but the face, no, it got to be Gervonta Tank Davis, because your pay-per-view just did 150,000, and that was your first ever, and Tank averaged 800. So I guess no matter who he fights. So, yeah, man, same with Canelo Alvarez. No matter who you put. John Ryder did 800,000. Like, do I need to say more? Like, so, yeah, no. Like, you're definitely one of the skills-wise, and to us hardcores, yeah, we put you up there. But the casuals, a lot of them don't know who you are, bro. So, no, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Sean?
So, like I said, I wanted to let him go first. I wanted to hear what he had to say first, but I want to say, if anybody takes what he said serious, then you can't take them serious. Y'all got to understand, he's saying that to literally go in opposition of what everybody. So after this fight, Canelo comes out and says, "I'm the face of boxing." the very next day, this after the numbers came out, the very next day, or no, the same day, Tank comes out and says, I'm the face of boxing. Basically saying, look at the numbers, motherfucker. You ain't beat me, I'm the face of boxing. So Devin comes out a day or so after that and says, he's fucking with him. He know Tank ain't about to fire back at him and say shit, and he definitely ain't about to, you know what I'm saying, invite him to no fight. So, like, he don't really think he the face of boxing. Like, if anything, like I say, it's because of accolades, but I think he knows he's not the face of boxing. And when it comes to pay-per-view buys, when it comes to a fan base, I'm not going to go as far as to say nobody knows him because he's on all the TV shows. Like, he'd be on the 80 South, 85 South. Well, he's on all of these shows, all the radio shows and all that. So he getting his face out there. I want to say I've seen him on the Breakfast Club, too. So, like, he get his face out there. He get his mug out there. He got all the belts. Why not? But no, the face of boxing, no, I can agree with y'all on that too.
Yeah,
you know we gonna bang about a lot of shit on this channel, but that one right there, we ain't even about to play around with that. He ain't the face of boxing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my 2 cents. I agree with y'all, man. You know, if you go knock on your neighbor's door right now and say, hey, which one of these names do you recognize? And you say Devin Haney, they gonna look at you and say, who the fuck is Devin Haney? And you know, when you doing the 1.2s and 1.4s, or even the like Canelo 650, 750s, you know, then you can start trying to make a case. But until then, you know, until you become a household name, until you can get around a group of strangers and, you know, somebody knows who the hell you are, nah, bro, you can't. You can't be the face of boxing, man. But again, I do appreciate what he's doing in the sport of boxing. I don't want that to go overlooked. And again, I hate the fact that he doesn't have the power to really garner the kind of fan base I think he deserves. Because again, man, this is kids doing everything right. You know what I mean? When you really look at Devin Haney as a whole in the sport of boxing, the kid really is doing like everything right. People give Bill Haney a hard time, but that's just a father being the best father that he can be, making sure he, you know, translate things well so his son can understand and pick up on. He's his own boss. He has his own promotional company, whom it appears he's calling a lot of the shots. He's making more money than majority of these fighters. He's willing to get in there knowing he doesn't have the real kind of power to keep guys off of him. But he's going in there and still, you know, doing his thing and winning at the end of the day. So, you know, I think he's checking off the whole entire checklist. It's hard to really be mad at him, you know what I mean? Outside of that, but, you know, the popularity and the fan base has to be there in order to be in the face of boxing conversation. Shout out my guy Edward Morris in the building. He say Ryan Garcia is responsible for half of those numbers.
Real quick, T.O., I want to respond to something that
go ahead.
It's just real quick. He said Tank don't want to pay them sanctioning fees, but he's paying it for that interim belt because you do got to pay sanctioning fees for interim belt. And I got a article from Boxing Scene right here pulled up that says you pay for even interim title belts. So
yeah,
that's cap. That's cap. He just don't want to fight Devin.
Right,
like I said earlier, if Cruz had real quick, look, like I was saying earlier, if Cruz, Barrios, Ryan Garcia, if one of them niggas had that belt, if one of the Mexicans had that belt, he'd have been fought for that motherfucker. We gonna let it rest though.
Punch, you had something to say?
I'm saying, like, when he dared to be great, that's when he went up to 140 talking about Barrios' belt, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a nigga I'm challenging got the interim belt, I get that.
Yeah, he wanted to test the waters.
I got to beat him in the ass, take his belt, and say, oh, no, I don't want this now. I got to rock out as the interim champ. That's cool, and that gives me a guaranteed shot at the title. It makes me a guaranteed mandatory. That's worth the sanctioning fees, but it's not like what he's done it for. You want to keep it a buck. I don't like those interim belts, man. I don't think people who want interim belts should be considered champions. Like, they say he's a 3-division champ, a 5-time champion. That's like, huh? Like, if it don't say super in the front of it, man, I really don't take them interim belts too serious. But I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't nobody take that bullshit serious. I still don't pay none of that shit no mind. I'm being all the way 100,
like
man.
That shit, but I get it. You know what I mean? And right now, a lot of them are stopping that shit. Only one who still got interim belts for real is that WBA. They the ones really going hard with the interim belts, like WBC, IBF. They kind of stopped that shit. If you see, they do it a little bit. Like Boots got one. Like, you know, we notice it ain't in every division.
Yeah, they got interim belts. That bullshit.
Yeah. Like, I don't like them though. Them are stupid.
Peep this though. Peep this though. Everybody else is like. Everybody else, you know, most smart fighters fight for legacy first till they get that bag. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else said this, I think it was on 78 show. It said most fighters fight for legacy first, then they get the bag. Bud, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you're supposed to do it. Tank is getting the bag first and is never gonna fight for legacy. His legacy is the bag, and he's in this new age.
Definitely no niggas on the resume.
Yeah, this new age dick riding ass shit like is enabling him to think and believe that this is okay. Like, oh yeah, you ain't never gotta fight nobody. Well, it's okay. Give me a T. Go Tank because he got some money. Like, come on, bro. Fight a nigga, bro.
I mean, it's the Floyd Mayweather route. Like, you know, beat up a bunch of Mexicans, make the
family.
Fight
that nigga.
Anything
but Floyd actually fought champions, and he every single champion that he fought them coming off their biggest win. So this ain't the same.
But look at
this nigga Tank won't fight nobody. Period. Tank won't fight nobody. Period. Coming up their biggest win, coming up their biggest loss. Period. He ain't fight no nigga.
He fought niggas in the latter of his career. In the beginning, he beat up nothing but Mexicans, bro. Did the same thing.
Okay, so that's okay. So but we can't say it's like Tank. We still can't say it's like Floyd because he said he got like 3-4 more fights. He out of here.
No,
so we can't even say
by the time Floyd
was fight niggas. He out of here.
By the time Floyd was 29, he was he was way more accomplished than Tank Davis.
Oh yeah, way more accomplished. I'm like, when did Floyd fight his first nigga or white boy? It was all Mexicans.
He was fighting niggas too, man. He was fighting them spare. He was fighting them here and there.
Later,
Franklin. No, I'm saying they was
only beating
no,
up
listen.
Mexicans, bro.
No, they was sprinkled in.
All the tight niggas.
No, they was sprinkled in here and there. But what I'm saying is, like, Tank ain't fought one. Not one, bro. I think he fought like 2 or like when he first started.
I mean, his biggest win to date for real is getting that 130 chip against Pedraza, man. Outside of that, I understand you making an argument for sure, man. I agree with you. It's definitely overdue for Tank Davis to be. I think if he's not 29 already, he's damn near about to turn 29.
I mean, the Santa Cruz fight was a big one.
He's too damn old to be acting like this. That's a damn shame.
What Santa Cruz came up from like 26, bro? Did he come up from 26 or 30? He brung that little nigga up there. 26. Yeah, he brung that little nigga up there to get crucified just like he did.
From 30. Oh. Garcia came up from 30. Hector Luis Garcia.
Yeah, he came up from 30. He knocked off Chris Colbert, took that little belt, and got knocked off.
So did anybody see that clip of Bill Haney walking into the clothes store? And he was like, "Man, it's the same store Tank shop at." Did y'all see that?
No, I ain't see it.
Yeah, he was like, it's fat. He said his fat ass wear 38. That's what I wear. His fat ass get it to the. So that nigga's a weight bully, bro. And then you fight niggas that's coming up from 26. Man, fight a nigga, bro.
It's different with it. It's always kind of been different though because. It's the same with Canelo. They just naturally shorter guys. So if you continue to go up, man, you giving up so much advantage with height and reach, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can run into those opponents like Devin Haney, who ain't gonna mind boxing your ass from the outside and going to an easy victory. He's got to stay down there.
And he ain't like that.
He too short.
No, he ain't. He only an inch shorter than fucking Canelo. Canelo only 5'6". Canelo's only 5'6".
Canelo 5'8".
Man, yeah, Canelo 5'8", bro. What are you talking about?
Canelo 5'8".
Let me see.
Yeah. Look at Canelo. He 5'8", and Charlo was 5'11". Yep. He ain't no damn 5'6". That's down there with Tank.
It ain't that small. Tank's 5'6".
Okay, 5'8".
Tank like the same height as Pacquiao, bro.
Even still, I mean, the reason why I say weight bully is not because you just blow up in between fights and then you come down. Like, what I'm saying is, like, I'm talking about the whole BMI index shit. Like, when they blow up, it's unhealthy big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not sustainable for long life. You know what I'm saying? That's why these athletes don't live to 100. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
what he's doing. Like, this is why you got a Bud and like Boo Boo and all them that have walk around weight. The walk around weight is the same weight as when they get in the ring because they're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Same as Earl Spence, he's healthy. But these other cats that blow up and shrink down for a fight, that's weight bullying. And then you a weight bully, and you not fighting no niggas while in the division that you weight bullying. Man, come on, man. And I like Tank, but this some bullshit. We can't enable this shit no more, man. Because we don't want future generations. We don't need Carmel doing this shit when he come up. Nah, we stopping this shit now.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. I do believe it's just well overdue for Tank to fight somebody who we consider elite, because we all feel like Tank's elite. You know what I mean? You're knocking everything out. I think he has the IQ to go along with that power, so that makes the perfect storm that Tank Davis has. But you do want to start seeing him take some legacy fights. That's why I'm so mad at Shakur, man, because I do believe Devin Haney would have made that fight. I know a lot of people felt like he should have got more for that fight, but it's undisputed, nigga. You take it no matter what. Hold up real quick. Shout out to the chat, man. My guy Mark Nash TV in the building. What up, boy? I appreciate you stopping in. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Mark Nash TV, man. He talk about everything over there. He's super dope. Edward Morris in the chat, he said if Devin was would champion social issues like Ali, he would be more well known for sure. You know, it's difficult to take on that, you know, that kind of weight on your shoulders for athletes. And that's what made Ali so special. You're just not gonna have a lot of guys that's gonna speak on social injustices and shit like that.
He's like a spoiled middle class nigga.
Yeah, like he ain't really been through nothing.
Y'all talking about?
Hold up real quick in the chat. Troy Swords, undefeated monster boogeyman King Andrade is about to finally shut up all his haters in this one. Okay, there go another one for you, Sean. Rocking out with Demetrius Andrade.
What was that? Okay,
Troy in the chat. Yeah, if you can see the chat.
Yeah. Smart man.
My guy, Mark Nash, I appreciate you, bro.
Back to what he was saying about Devin getting rocked, getting the stanky leg. Everybody get the stanky leg. Like everybody, Floyd got the stanky leg one time. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like all the greats got the stanky leg at least once, including Tank. Like Tank done been put down, but they didn't rule it a put down. But we ain't about to get into that. And Isaac Cruz had his ass shook in the first round of their fight. Like we're not about to get into it. But again, when it's Devin, it's easy. It's funny to say, and everybody gonna laugh. Nobody want to talk about their favorite.
Because they know Devin ain't finna knock nobody out. That's all.
But right, and that's also the only thing that they can hang their hat on. Remember that one time? Yeah, it was only one time. And you know how many years it took? You know how many fights it took for that to happen? And the nigga still ain't capitalized off of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it just be crazy. But it be crazy.
What they say about that? He's a runner. He's a track star. That dude, nigga, he don't stand in the pocket at all, bro.
Who's a runner? Who's a track star? You talking about Tank? Who running from fighting niggas? Tank ain't even getting in the ring. Tank ain't even getting in the ring to run. What are you talking about?
Tank knocked everything out.
Tank won't even get in the ring.
None of those problems. He wants none of those problems, bro. None.
I think he do though. To be honest though, Punch, I think he do. I think it's because listen, when you really think about it, let me say this real quick. When you really think about it, and I've said this on several occasions now with Tank Davis, he's the guy. He's the A side. He's the big draw. You mentioned there's only two faces in boxing, and Tank is most definitely one of them. If he wants to fight you, he can make that happen. It's going to basically be up to you to accept.
Tank's a way better boxer than Federer.
Yeah. I give his IQ to be equal to most of these guys for sure. But the point that I'm making is that Tank has to be the one at this point in his career because he's such a big star. He's such, the A side in these situations. He has to be the one to send out these offers, right? It doesn't matter if these guys continuously call him out or not, because in order for that fight to happen, Tank has to initiate the negotiations. He has to initiate those offers. And that's what I'm waiting on from Tank. And that's why I scratch my head when we talk about Tank Davis, because if he really wanted these fights, he could have these fights. Now I know he's got his handlers and the Leonard Ellerbe and the Floyd Mayweather. We still don't really that situation is still foggy to me. even though he's not supposed to be under Floyd Mayweather promotions no more, but they're still somehow, some way handling him. But he's supposed to be the big dog. And I think that's what I like about Devin Haney. Devin Haney has true control over his career, and he's nowhere near the kind of star that Tank Davis is, right? Can we agree on that?
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're right.
So Tank's supposed to be making these
Remember
damn fights, man.
Like being an independent don't get you the big fights. We know that. You need a promoter. We've seen that. Like that's why I took Davis was not getting that Kambosos fight. He ain't signed with Top Rank, bro. Like you needed one of these big names behind you. It's hard to do it as an independent.
Yeah, but Tank got Showtime. He's got Showtime. He got Al Heyman behind him. You know what I'm saying? So all Tank got to do is say, "This is who I want to fight," and they gonna jump to.
But they put like 5 names in front of Tank, and he just picked one. Like,
No, I think he do what Tio just said. Like he said, all he got to do is say this who he want to fight, and it can be made. And I think he does do that. It just don't be no niggas.
Facts. And it's I hate to agree with you, but that's the truth. Like right now.
Why you hate to agree with me? Why you hate to agree with me? What the fuck I be saying?
No, because I'm such a big fan of Tank Davis is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because I'm such a big fan of Tank Davis, I hate to throw shit on his jacket. You know what I'm saying?
But it be like that.
You got to, if you know some part of the business of boxing, you understand the position that he's in. And Tank, he don't have no real belts, so there's no mandatory obligations for real. You know what I'm saying? There's no responsibility of a champion that he has. So he literally gets to fight any goddamn body he wants. So
look, there's really no
excuses for him.
Like what you just said, it's really not even a reason for or obligation for that Cruz rematch. Like dude was saying, we gotta see that. No, we don't, because like you said, it ain't no mandatory. It ain't no belts on the line. It ain't nothing.
Man, he beat that nigga with one hand. What you think he gonna do with 2 hands?
I seen it one time, bro. And it was one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, us as fans loving this shit, like all that, we really got to put that blood on our hands too. We got to share that load. You know what I'm saying? Like we root this shit on, and somebody might not make it to see their kids tomorrow. So like we really don't want to see that, but I get what y'all saying. And if it do happen, if it could happen, I don't really want to see that shit, man. Put him against a nigga that's really gonna get him some work. So look, real quick though, I want to say this: do y'all even know how this beef even started? Like where all this shit even come from?
What beef between who?
What, Devin and Tank?
Yeah, Devin and Tank. It ain't from the sparring. Do y'all even know how it started?
What's the origin? Give me the origin story.
The origin story. Right. I'm gonna send you I actually posted it on my Facebook, but I'm gonna tag you in it. I'm gonna send it to you. So you gotta add.
I didn't even think that it was a real beef. Like it's just
more
it's competition.
Oh, it's real. No, this real, and it's why they won't fight. So I don't know what came first, the sparring or this what happened, but I know. Actually, I think the sparring happened first. I want to say Dev was talking.
Yeah, the
shit
sparring happened first because that was some spur of the moment type shit, and he's supposed to have really hurt Devin, and they jumped in there to stop him from knocking him out. So
yeah, that's a lie because AB, we gonna get to the whole shit. So look,
AB was capping. Nah, I know you ain't saying AB was capping. AB don't be capping, bro. No, AB do a lot of shit, but he be telling the truth.
We're going to spit it out. We're going to spill it real quick. So, and AG's I love AB because, he ain't from but 2 hours away from me, but he's a drunk and he's a liar. Just like he was. Anyway, we about to get to all this. So, look, let's unpack it. It was a Twitter beef that started this shit. And I don't know who fired first, but eventually some shit came out. And I hate to say this on the air because this shit gets put into the airwaves and it's going to be here forever. But I'm just being real. This is what I saw. This is what y'all can go find. It's still on Twitter. So Tank said, I can't remember what sparked it, but Tank fired first saying, you out here giving bitches herpes, talking about Devin. You out here giving bitches herpes. So Tank, Dev fired, Dev fired back and say, you fucking the boss's daughter. You've been fucking Floyd's daughter since she was underage. You fucking the boss's daughter. Oh. So that's what this shit really is about. And all of that shit. And all of that shit ain't never come on my radar. All of that shit gonna get resurfaced when they go to fight. Like just like how they didn't even try to hide the fact that Floyd, that Earl Spence was tied up in that
Mo3. I want to say his name got to be Mob Mo3, but no, it is Mo3. I'm tripping. Mo3. He got, you know what I'm saying?
Mo3.
Earl
yeah.
was, yeah, Mo3, whatever. He was part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, he was boogeyman in this nigga Earl for a little minute. Like, you know, they was always boys, and then right before he passed, he was actually on Earl's ass about some shit. Because I want to say it was a fight that broke out in the club type shit, and Earl got involved, and his hands registered, so everybody kind of was like, nigga, you should have just stayed on the sidelines. Let street niggas do what they do. So now he was on his ass. So anyway, how that resurfaced during the whole shit, and they like, even though it resurfaced, they found a way to spin it and like, you know, be cool about it, not really ever get to the thick of things. This is going to happen with this fight too. And
but that was just some Twitter beef though. Like I think,
I think Tank don't want that. Again, it might be Twitter beef, but the fact remains, you might have been fucking Floyd's daughter when she was underage, my nigga. Like, that's 2 cardinal sins, my nigga. So like,
and you say this happened. This had to have happened after the sparring, because when he sparred Tank, I think Dev was like 17.
Yeah.
Some
so
shit like
right,
that.
But like I said, during that Twitter exchange, I want to say Dev brought it up, so that's why I said I do believe it was after that, because I want to say he said something like, "I beat your ass" or something already, like, because like everybody say, so unpacking the fight, like Bill broke it down, like he gonna let niggas talking, and Dollar Bill always gonna come out and say some shit. Like, I got no problem with Dollar Bill. He's supposed to talk because he's a promoter, but that's why everybody hate him. Man, he a dad. When did you should have be a dad? He's a promoter. At the end of the day, he's doing his fucking job. So
he
like,
doing what I would do with my son, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Stop hating this man because he got a dad. Stop hating the dad because he take care of his son. He was helping take care of Shakur for a little minute, but you can't come everywhere with me, little nigga. I ain't your dad. I can't fly halfway across the country to Jersey to pick you up every time I want to take my son somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why him and Shakur don't get along.
You fuck with them Haney.
No,
I don't care what you
real,
say.
bro. No, it ain't. Like I said, I fuck with everybody. I love Shakur. I fuck with all of them. That's how I know all these stories about them, because I fuck with all of them. But then again, it's like, you don't really want to meet your fucking mentor, or you don't really want to find out who your hero is, because you're going to end up finding out some shit you don't like about them. And I got shit that I don't like about every single one of them, including Devin. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to be real about the situation, if we're going to be unbiased and just sit in the middle of it, it's a lot more whole-ass shit coming on all these other niggas' side than it is from Devin, because he don't even say much. He got a pipsqueak voice, respectfully. That's why his dad got to talk and roar more for it. You know what I'm saying? He's not even going to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So, and he don't even talk that much.
I think when he do talk, though, you know what I mean? I think he holds his own. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I'm not saying that. I'm not. I get that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, somebody that's as accomplished as him, and is confident in his own self, and it has a dad that he looks up to, and he don't have to prove nothing to nobody. As long as I don't let my mom or my dad down, like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? As long as I take care of my granny, like, I'm good. Like, a nigga that's thinking on that, like, it's like when a nigga get money and he like, man, I ain't about to trip about none of this shit, man. I got bread. Fuck, I look like being mad about some bull. So a motherfucker messing my fries up at McDonald's. I'm just gonna go to the next store and buy 30 of them. Like, that's the mentality he got, and everybody else wants his bag and his motherfucking.
I don't know how deep that beef goes. I don't know how deep that beef goes, but again, to bring it all back full circle, I think I got to check that out. But I still blame Tank Davis for these fights not happening. And if these fights don't happen next for Tank Davis, I'm gonna lean in a little further too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just start leaning in on Tank ass, because again, he's the one in the position to make these fights. Pause, right? Young boy. But I think it's his situation. It's his fights to make. He's in that position to make these fights. And matter of fucking fact, hold on, man. I gotta get these drops real quick. I gotta get these drops. Real quick. Let me see some. Martinez, okay. Real quick, you wanted to touch on the Jamal and Gilly situation, right? You had that one, Sean?
Yeah, so I didn't really get to catch it all. and it's actually starting to go around a lot more right now. But yeah, Gilly, I guess so. Gilly had Plant on the show. You know, everybody, you know, they selling that fight right now. So Plant going around everywhere giving the same story about what happened or whatever. So he go on Gilly's show, and you know, he's just a goofball anyway, so you really can't take nothing what he says serious. So I see why Charlo mad, but I also see why he shouldn't be mad, because it's like these are podcasts, they selling their own brand, they selling, you know, whatever. So it's like you can't really take it serious. So as soon as you step into the studio, they're gonna be your best friend, and they're gonna act like they don't even like Caleb. You know what I'm saying? So like he really shouldn't be mad about it, but at the same time, Gilly had Plant on the show, and he made a joke like, oh, he smacked Wallow, and he was like, I'm about to Charlo you, or he said something along the lines of that. I smacked him, he tried to make it seem like it was Charlo, so Plant look over at Wallow and say, damn, you gonna let him do you like that? Like, damn, I wouldn't let him do me like that, or something to that effect. So basically, they just playing, like I said, I don't got everything verbatim, but basically, they making fun of Charlo. He responds once he catches wind of that, 'cause, you know, anything they going through, they gonna get on that social media and talk about it. Like, he get on there and respond, talk his little shit. And basically, he was saying, you know, like I could respect it. Gilly should have just heard the side of the story and stay in the middle. He shouldn't be trying to make jokes and, like, you know, acting like you down with the shit, or like you cool with the nigga smacking me or something. But you know, Gilly had another response after that where he, you know,
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really trying.
Why you mad at me and not the
be in this too much longer? So that's the answer right there for you.
How much longer you?
They selling the shit out of this. If the smack wasn't enough, they selling the shit out of this one. It's looking good. This might be in the running for the fight of the year, not just with all of the theatrics and all the shit leading into it, but it might end up sparking some spicy ass beef in the ring.
I mean, Charlo did go out kind of soft. So he slapped the shit out of him, and that nigga kind of turned to the side. Like, most dudes was going crazy. Like, bro, you ain't going.
It's not about the money no more.
Slap me like a bitch.
It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they ain't really like that, and guys that want my spot. I'm here to stay. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
Like that. And like I said, like at the fight, Charlo was walking around with security, and Caleb Plant was just walking dolo out of round.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really trying.
Now the reason why he
be in this too much longer.
So that's around a bunch of Mexicans. He a black dude.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really trying. Be in this too much longer.
Real quick.
So that's the answer right there for you.
Yeah. How much longer are you expecting to do it?
Once I get them guys out of there, I'm gone.
Your brother in the ring fight.
You ain't gonna want no smoke.
I hear you. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, bro. His brother in the ring fighting. You got the cartel all around this bitch, so they're not on your side. You sparking some shit with this is gonna spark other fights and shit, or motherfucking copycat niggas to jump in. That's just not a good look. Why you think he got security in the first place?
How many
like
times
they in a boxing
ring? Spark shit in the crowd, bro.
And that's his
brother. How many times have I
All
seen it?
One
You
time
said how many times have I?
You don't want no smoke, bro.
I get what you're saying. I'm not saying he didn't go out like a bitch either. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying I get why. What's the name? Didn't have no
look
security.
Bad. Let the white boy slap you up like that. Come on, man.
You fucking right. You right. 1,000%. I'm not defending this shit at all. He definitely looked like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But
we can't. Every time we see each other for that's just on for life, bro.
Right. I get it, but I'm saying
and they caught it on camera. Oh, it's on.
Right. I get it. He definitely should have whooped his ass. But again, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying
shit on camera, nigga, forever.
He definitely bitched up.
Every time now, but his credibility shot, Sean. Every time he talked like even that live you talking about, he just did like, bro.
I agree with everything. I was just trying to say one thing about the situation. I agree with all that.
Like I was just sitting on Caleb Plant's Impala, and they're like, "You're going nowhere."
Real quick, I wanted to make this last point, and I'll touch on that whole situation too. But I need for cats to hear this shit. This is the bite. If you follow the channel, I've been saying this forever that I was going to go and find these bites, and I found these bites from Tank Davis. And I had to address this one more again because, again, I truly feel like there's nobody to blame but Tank Davis about these fights not getting made. There's no way you're going to tell me that either one of these guys is going to pass up a lottery ticket versus a Tank Davis. And this is what Tank had to say. Let you listen to this first soundbite.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really trying. be in this too much longer. So that's the answer right there for you.
Yeah. How much longer are you expecting to do it?
Once I get them guys out of there, I'm gone.
All right. Now, could you guys hear that?
Barely.
Barely. It's okay. That was Tank talking about retirement, right? He asked him, he said, listen, nah, man, once I get those guys, I ain't trying to be in this too much longer. And once I get those guys out of there, I'm gone, right? Then this is another soundbite that I had to dig up. This is what he said. And it's a intro into a song.
It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they ain't. It's not about the money no more. It's not about the money no more. It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they ain't. It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they ain't really like that, and guys that want my spot. I'm here to stay.
Right?
You can't hear that part at all.
You couldn't hear that at all. It's Tank saying it's not about the money no more. Let me see if I can get to where you can hear it.
It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that it's not about the money no more. It's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they ain't really like. It's not about the money no more.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. Hold on, that makes sense with the timeline of Showtime and PBC having to put on these bigger fights. So that makes perfect sense.
It really do.
Your boy says it's not about the money no more, right?
And that ain't his decision. We know that his decisions ain't really his decision, so it ain't his decision for it not to be about the money no more. That's Leonard. That's Big Nostrils and all them saying, you know what? We about to lose this thing, and we might want to go ahead and let your ass go ahead and get in there with somebody now.
But Big Nostrils the one talking about the Tank Shakur fight ain't ready yet, or the Tank Devin fight ain't ready yet. He just recently said this shit. Like a few days ago.
Having them involved. It's big fights without having them involved. Now, what they would, if they were smart, what they would do is get him tangled up with a couple other people, however they want to create that storyline.
That's my whole point, man. And we got the whole Tank Davis ass accountable, nigga. You can't be running around here saying this stuff and think that we don't hear you. I don't care about your handlers. I don't care about what you got going on with Floyd. I care about what you talking about that you letting come out the side of your neck. That's what I care about.
Right.
Because
I don't think they just gonna let him jump into one of them fights though.
And that's what I'm saying though. Tank his own man, bro. This nigga about to be 30. This nigga pushing 30, bro.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I'm not holding. I can't hold Floyd and Leonard accountable.
No, I feel that.
Right.
Yeah, that's the ugly side. That's the ugly side about it too.
Floyd said if you sign with PBC, you work for me. So I don't think you got to be directly signed with Mayweather promotion.
Well,
I mean, this is the ugly side of it. My bad.
Well, then Tank need to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You gotta shut up, bro.
He contradicts himself a lot.
Yeah.
He definitely contradicts himself a lot.
Because again, I'm just a huge Tank fan, and I feel like, you know what I mean, at this point you playing in niggas' face. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah. Don't be talking about you about to retire, you ready to get those guys out of there. Don't talk about it's not about the money no more. Don't say, you can't say stuff like that because people will hear you and believe you, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta move and back those statements up.
Yeah. You let any boxer talk too long or long enough and they gonna contradict themselves. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make themselves look goofy as hell from some shit they just said a few days ago. I mean, that's just the internet anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying
he
or
said
do something that's mean or
early 2024. So we hope
don't expect no niggas, man. Don't expect no niggas because they all busy right now.
I expect another Mexican.
Hold on, you said early. Hold on, he said what time? 2024.
He said early 2024, so probably like July. I mean, like January, February. Yeah.
I heard. Yeah, I thought him and
January.
They was talking about him and T.O. for the Super Bowl, which we know ain't gonna fucking happen because they talking about
Super Bowl, so that's like February.
It just seems perfect. It just seems perfect because what's his name got a belt and he's Hispanic and shit, and Tank is available, so it just seems perfect. But it's not gonna fucking happen. Like, just don't even get horny about it because it ain't gonna fucking happen. It wasn't about Tank.
I like that fight.
Right. Ryan fight. Right. He want to extend that reign a little bit longer, as much longer as he can. So yeah, I'll say
Ryan fight's good too for T.O.
Even if Tank, that's a good fight. If Tank,
Oh shit,
If
I was
Tank
beat
was
over
going,
here. Hell yeah.
my
Hell
bad.
yeah. That T.O. fight is perfect. I mean, that Ryan fight is perfect for T.O. because the problem with T.O. is he ain't got the exposure. Like I keep saying, when you really think about it, especially when you're
Yeah.
talking about Teofimo Lopez, he's beat 2 lineal champions, bro, in 2 separate
Yeah,
weight divisions. If it wasn't for
yeah.
circumstances,
He
he'd be
had
a
it.
2
He would be
division
2-time, right,
undisputed.
right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So all he's missing is the
Yeah,
clout
that Ken
now. That is
Buster's him
somebody
as a
who really
shocker.
took legacy first and now chasing a bag. Yeah. And
But
a
he
lot
chasing at the wrong time. Now listen what you said. Now you said he chasing legacy. I mean, he chased legacy first. Now he chasing the bag. Now remember, he was just going through that bullshit with his baby mom a couple months ago. So him taking that Ryan fight makes more sense. I mean, excuse me. Him taking that Ryan fight makes more sense than taking the Tank fight because, like somebody in the chat said, Ryan accounts for over half of those views.
pay-per-view
You know what
buys,
I'm saying?
yeah.
The
I can
Mexican
believe
fan
that.
base is going to support. Yeah, the Mexican fan base is going to support their people no matter what. So that's why the model is to fight a Mexican. It don't matter who it is.
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's Hector that work at the damn store down the street. It's going to get at least 100,000 fucking followers and shit. And everybody going to be out drinking their Coronas, and they going to still be up till 5 in the morning the next day. So, like, that's what the model is now. You know, T.O. and Ryan, that's a great fight because, you know, both of them are American type. They're Americanized Mexicans. So, like, they still got that love back home. But,
Yeah.
like, it's still going to have the American fan base, too. And, like you say, Ryan can finally have his shot at a belt, which I think he should go after Rolly first. But he's going to have his shot at a belt.
Yeah, he
Only thing,
definitely should go after Rolly first.
It's
I
a more
think
dangerous fight if he
Rolly
fight
a
Rolly.
champion
But
in recess,
T.O.,
bro.
yeah, but it'd be a more right, you're right, and it'd be a more dangerous fight if him and Rolly fought. But now hold on, you said a champion in recess? How? What? Who was vacated?
Rolly got injured, bro. He's got an injury, and his mandatory is a guy. I think he's from the UK named Oharo Davies, who he was supposed to be fighting next.
Yeah,
And
right.
that WBA scrap might be up for grabs. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I didn't know he got hurt. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Rolly,
What happened to him?
supposedly had some kind of
I didn't know
injury.
that either.
I honestly don't know, bro. I ain't been paying attention to Rolly since he ain't been fighting.
Okay.
But
Me
yeah,
either.
Not, or that might be a cheap way of giving us what we wanted instead of getting that fucking rematch. Like, just get that belt because you know you didn't win that. That could be a cheap way of giving that belt.
Rolly's guard Babbage, and the way he won it was some bull. So.
I mean, he only been fighting since he was 18, so you got to give him some type of credit.
I do.
But at the same time, you're right. You know, he is pretty limited.
I give him
in his
credit
skills.
for talking his way in the ass whooping.
Right, exactly. That's what he is. He is
spectacle.
spectacle. Right. He's just a spectacle, bro. Like he's the Jake Paul of the actual real boxers and shit. Like Jake Paul is actually signed to Mayweather. Like he's been signed to Floyd this whole time. And I don't know
he
if
has
anything on. I got a video that proves it, bro.
Hold on. That Jake Paul.
I heard that before too.
I thought he got his own promotional company called what's the name of the shit, man?
You might. No, you're right. He do got his own shit.
Yeah, and they just did a deal with DAZN, bro. Some shit like that, man.
But listen, I got a video of him and Floyd talking. They like at some type of, I don't even know where they was at, but it was some type of elegant ass place. As you can see the background and see it's like all, you know, it's just a nice ass place. You can tell. But anyway, they sitting there joking back and forth. And he was like, tell them what it is. He said something about the money team, and he was like, it was pretty much. It was like you could tell that they old. You could tell it's old as fuck because Jake's still skinny. He ain't got a thick ass beard. But they was like. They was almost doing some WWE.
Yeah, that's some
they
bullshit,
doing some WWE planning.
Or it could have been like a one-fight deal for something or something. No,
it
might have been a one-off.
It could be. It could be. But what I'm saying is they pretty much was letting you know, like just from the audio, just from listening to them, you could tell they was planning something. And then here you go, years later, they actually get in the ring together. You know what I'm saying? Or Logan Paul gets in the ring.
Speaking of,
his brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So when he fought Logan Paul, that was under Mayweather promotion. So yeah, that was probably what that was.
They all buddy. Like they all buddy. Man, that shit is all.
Yeah, that was.
So again,
man,
but what you
Jake
saying?
Paul,
Like
I went to go see him in the first when he fought Tyron Woodley the first time in Cleveland.
You went to that bullshit.
That fight. Yeah, I went to that fight. I had to go see him live because if you look, I wanted to see if he looked bad live.
Matter of fact, I think that was the fight that Regis Prograis was on the undercard.
He was.
Yeah,
Man, bro. That's really why I really went, because as soon as I seen that Regis was on the undercard, I really went. But like, I'm like, I want to see what Jake Paul look like.
That trilogy.
Jake Paul is terrible.
Man, come on, man. They're not real fighters, man. We can't even.
I wanted that Hassan Rahman fight to happen so bad.
Man, we not finna waste no airtime on this one.
Out of that fight.
Yeah, we ain't finna waste no goddamn airtime on no goddamn Jake Paul.
Real boxer.
Yeah, no. Right.
Real boxer is gonna kill Jake Paul. Like, bro,
that was, bro. We can't take none of them fights serious. I didn't.
He's literally out here calling out Canelo Alvarez. He will, bro.
Yeah, listen, real quick. Let me interject. Let me interject real quick. We got to understand that what they're doing, they never sought out to be real boxers. The bigger picture, the zoom out perspective of this is they're trying to they're trying to revive boxing. It's not about them really wanting to be boxers and be champions and shit. Now, some of their fights have championship implications at this point because they're about to be getting ranked. There's a possibility of them starting to get ranked, but they're trying to be. Go ahead.
Let me redirect this conversation because fuck Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all of that other bullshit.
I think they low-key ruining this sport.
No, for real.
Them niggas get no play on heavy bag boxing TV.
No. Respect as fuck, and that's what I was just saying to him. Like, we can't take them serious. But I
don't give a damn.
Real quick, I was just saying that they are bringing this, like, boxing is dying. We really want it to be revived in any type of way. They help in the case a little bit, but they still shitty. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like them.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They not really you helping the case when you shining light on these real up and coming cats that don't nobody know about. You know? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
These niggas ain't got like real. You know what I mean? He putting the females on his undercards, which I ain't mad at that. That's cool. But you ain't, really putting who really needs to be on these undercards and things of that nature, man. Listen, man, I'm just not with it.
It's a spectacle.
I'm not.
It's a spectacle. One more thing before we rest this shit. What I was saying was, just like, remember the conversation the other day we was having about when I told people that, remember I told you, I said earlier this year, I told people that Disney was going to go bankrupt. They're going bankrupt soon, and they're going to have to sell and all that shit. And people thought I was crazy until they saw ESPN and all this shit, who was owned by Disney, firing all these people, and then they hired Pat McAfee. They fired all the people that was making like 5 and 10, 15 million, and they hired Pat McAfee instead because we don't want to have to wait for dun-dun-dun. We can watch what we want to watch when we want to watch it, where we want to watch it, on our phones, on our laptops, on our tablets. So they're like the content creators got everybody's attention. It's getting everybody's eye. We still trying to cater to the old baby boomer babies on the fucking couch, but really everybody's on their phones now. So that's where Jake Paul and them step in like, damn, we're the content creators that help bring boxing back. Everybody's looking at us. Let's get in the ring. And everybody's eyes will be focused toward the ring now and back on boxing. That's what they're trying to do. They just shitty at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what the whole motto is, but they just shitty. You know what I'm saying? And us
man,
as
them
real
niggas
boxers,
is just trying to steal
a
bag from boxing, bro.
They trying to steal a bag too, right? They trying to steal a bag,
that's it.
right?
They stealing from boxing, bro.
I feel that, because like I said, us as real fans, we see it as that. Like, bro, you stealing from boxing and you're watering down the sport.
I mean, complete
you know
watering.
Yeah, so I'm not in agreement with it.
I'll never see
understand what they doing.
A boxer,
I ain't got no love for that shit that they doing, bro.
Yeah,
and then listen, because I don't want nobody to get it twisted. It is, get your bread. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, get your bags and all of that. But I don't want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do. I don't buy that shit. I don't watch it.
You gonna watch Fury versus Nagano?
No, I'm not. I'm not
watch just to watch Francis kick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm gonna watch the I'm gonna catch it on YouTube or watch the rerun. But I'm being honest, man. And I know a lot of hardcore fans will pay for any kind of boxing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm cool with that. But me, it's certain things I'm just not gonna support.
I'm kind of like that.
I'm being real, bro. I'm not finna about it. We already know what Fury finna do to your boy, man. You know what I mean? If anything else happened, it was
hold on.
probably
So
a lucky shot.
Ngannou?
No, he's
Yeah.
gonna
You talking
kill
about
that
Ngannou?
dude, bro.
You talking about Ngannou?
Yeah.
No, I think
He
Ngannou
gonna kill Ngannou.
ain't coming in there to lay down, bro. Ngannou really don't like his ass. Ngannou's been calling him a cheater and
I
everything.
don't give a damn. He ain't got to come in there to lay down. He gonna lay down. He gonna lay down.
Training footage, bro. Stop it.
Man, Fury is trash, bro. Fury is
And
fucking
he ain't
trash.
gonna have half the stamina of Fury.
Fury is fucking trash, bro.
Sure he gonna box.
Hold up, Tim. What you say? You said Fury trash?
Fury is fucking trash, bro.
I said no.
He's a very now listen.
Oh, you said
Hear me
Fury's
out.
trash?
Hear me
This
out.
nigga bugging.
Hear me out.
Listen to this bullshit. Let me
Smart
hear this.
fighter. He's a very smart and crafty fighter, but his fat ass can't get no fucking torque in his hips to knock a nigga out unless it's overpowering them with his fat ass and punches and bunches. Again, that bitch ass TKO shit because you're not smart enough or fucking athletic enough to really knock a nigga out. So he's a fucking bum. And he's a fucking cheater and has been proven at least 4, 5, 6, 7 times. He's a bum.
I like Tyson.
Tell him how you really feel.
That's cool. You can like him, but that has no bearing on the fact that he's a cheater. You can like who you want.
I do believe that nigga
that
done
has
cheated.
no bearing on the fact that he's a cheater.
Sure.
And he's fucking fat and fucking out of shape and he's a fucking crackhead.
But I do believe that nigga got pure
it's crazy
skill.
to move like that even though he's fat like that, bro. You gotta put something for a
and got a motor. Ain't got a motor.
Man, fuck that dude.
He be having that
bro.
irky jerk shit all 12 rounds, nigga.
Some shots he was taking from Wilder, bro. Nobody else is getting up, bro. Nobody.
You know who you remind me of?
Hey, did you put something in the chat real quick, Sean? You write something in the chat. I don't think the chat working. I know some
not
niggas.
Recently.
Put something in the chat, man. See if it come up.
Okay, my bad. I got you.
Yeah.
He reminded me of when Ace Ventura was doing that one silly ass shit. Like he was trying to box some niggas and looking all fucking goofy and shit. That's what it reminded me of. That's what his style reminded me of. Ace Ventura.
Man, hey, say what you want about Fury. The boy got skills. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Man, that motherfucker ain't got no skills, man. He ducking. Man, come on, man. Fury been just like Eric. Look, Fury done got the stanky leg before. He ducking Fury. Fury done got the stanky leg before. He ducking Usyk, and Usyk ain't even that fucking good either. Like, fuck these dudes, man.
Yeah, I think Usyk should have lost. That was a straight knockout. They robbed him.
Come on, man. He let Dubois do that, and Dubois ain't shit.
They robbed the boy. Usyk's stomach is soft. That's his weakness. That dude got no guts.
Boy, y'all don't give nobody credit for nothing, boy.
No.
I think Wilder killed Usyk.
Usyk been hurt by body shots before. That's why Dubois knew to go.
I think Wilder killed Usyk.
All right, man. Hold on. Let me write this shit, boy. We all over the place. All right. 913 Boxer, salute, 100. All right, my chat working. We went over all of the main shit, right? We got Andrade, because we're going to come into some final thoughts. I got to get up out of here. I ain't even know it's been this down. We almost 2 hours deep. Benavidez, Andrade. Let's revisit that real quick. Final thoughts.
I got to keep telling y'all that Andrade going to knock that boy out, man.
Okay.
Y'all want to keep doing this? Y'all keep wanting to.
No, I'm just saying we got we've gotten some new viewers.
Okay.
So
when y'all gonna roll it back and y'all gonna hear me say what I'm about to say right now. He gonna get knocked out, and then they gonna jump on my neck about how he not gonna get knocked out, and then y'all gonna see him get knocked out, and they gonna be like, "Damn, you called it."
Okay.
Like, no, I'm just fucking with y'all. But yeah, I think Boo Boo win by knockout in the 10th. I ain't about to get too deep into it. I just think that I think it's gonna be a master class, and I think he's gonna finally show us why he should have been getting the fights that he ain't been getting.
Boom. Okay, Tim.
I got Benavidez by 7th round knockout or unanimous decision. I think the hand speed is going, and I think Boo Boo gonna get tired by the 6th round. And I think the hand speed and the pressure is gonna overwhelm him.
This nigga know Benavidez ain't never knocked nobody out. I can't. All right.
Listen, a stoppage is a knockout, bro. It's a TKO, but a knockout nonetheless, babe. You know,
I count.
He ain't never did nobody that bad that fast. He ain't about to do Boo Boo.
He just killed David Lemieux right before Caleb Plant killed him.
That went to
You
11.
can't, you can't give
That
him
went
too
to
much
11.
credit for that, though. I mean, Lemieux was
That went
tough
to 11.
in his
Killed
day,
Caleb
but
Lemieux.
you can't give him too. But you can give him a whole lot of credit for the Plant beating. But
Plant running the whole fight
and holding on for dear life for sure.
and holding, like overly holding.
Yeah,
All right, I'll give y'all that. He was holding like a motherfucker.
he
That boy
was.
holding
God
like a
knows.
motherfucker. But that's
That's
what
your
it's
game
strategy.
plan,
It ain't holding. It ain't holding because he's scared. It's strategy. Like, but really, it was the wrong strategy because Benavidez is already going to, keep his energy up until the last couple rounds so that he can like fire off on your ass when you sitting there breathing.
Yeah, and that's
like
the
every
problem.
time he gonna let you throw your punches. As soon as you go to catch a breath and catch a breather in between them punches and retreat, that's when he coming with 5 of them holes. So like, I give it to him. That's his strategy. My strategy is to not let you do that. I don't give a fuck what the fans want to see. I'm trying to live to see tomorrow and win a fucking belt. Like,
yeah, that's what he did.
I'm not about to go in here fighting this nigga the way y'all want me to fight.
The ref saved him. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Back in box.
Oh yeah, my bad.
The ref saved that nigga because he ain't never warned him about all that excessive holding, and he saved himself by holding on for a third of the fight, literally.
Yeah.
So,
but
I like Benavidez in this fight. I just think too much motor, too much hand speed, it becomes overwhelming. Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
And I said, and that referee got a reputation for being like that with slick boxers. He's a fan of slick boxers, so he let him get away with a little bit more. Watch every fight that do ref. I swear to God, I went back and watched 10 of his fights.
And who did? I thought it was Kenny. Won't that Kenny?
He lets you get away with a little bit more. Like, I forget what that ref's name is, but he lets you get away with a little
Kenny
bit more.
Bayless, man. That was Kenny.
Like the pressure guy.
I think it was Kenny.
Bayless,
it was Tony.
yeah,
It was
go.
Bayless.
It was Kenny. Yep.
Yeah, Bayless, bro.
He let that nigga get away with murder all night.
Fighters get off a little bit.
I mean, every referee got their Achilles heel. You know what I'm saying? At least it wasn't Tony Weeks here. Because y'all be talking about, oh man, he'd have let Plant win the belt. If it was, look.
But so Sean got taking Andrade. We had a couple people in the chat say they were taking Andrade. Benavidez. I really do believe that this is going to be a big fight, and I think it's going to make a big statement. They keep saying it's going to be the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, and more than likely he fights the winner of this fight in May for Cinco de Mayo, which could very well be true. I hate the fact that Benavidez has been his mandatory for the better part of 2 years now, and now he's got to get past a dangerous fighter in a Demetrius Andrade in order to solidify that mandatory status once again. But we're going to see that fight for y'all who watching who don't know yet. It's official today, November the 25th. So around that Thanksgiving weekend, I believe, it's going to be going down. We spoke on Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. Not likely. The rematch, not likely. We're going to get some final thoughts on that one. So, Punch Drunk. Timmy.
Yo.
Do you believe that this rematch happens next for Earl Spence and Bud Crawford?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the money's there and the interest is there. Like, as far as us, like touching on what Sean said, the hardcores, we pay for anything. But it's going to be hard to lower the casuals and have the same hype that the first fight built up. It was a 5-year build-up, so we was dying for this fight. We had 2 fighters at the top of their game. They both was arguably 1 and 2. I never had Errol Spence at 2. But, and then it happened, and it was a complete wash. What can he possibly do to fix all the glaring weaknesses he had against Terrence Crawford? How can he close that gap? I don't think it could be done in a 3-month, 4-month span. You need a year and another tune-up to possibly have a change. But there's a lot of gaps you need to fill to catch up to Terrence Crawford. So no, I don't see it happening at all.
Absolutely.
But we could get it possibly if we clamor enough for it. Anything's possible, but no, probably not.
Don, he might. I think he's got a different view. Would you final thoughts on this whole Terrence Crawford Earl Spence rematch? Is it happening next for both fighters or no?
To answer his question first, what can Earl do better, or what can he do next time to make it a different outcome? He can give a snack and he can give a Bomac. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 things his ass motherfucker can do. But I don't think that can happen. But yeah, I don't think this. Again, I don't see it being a different outcome either way. Like, I had Bud already winning that anyway. I'm not a fan for the wrong reasons. I'm a fan for the right reasons. So like, Bud was top 3 for the last, better part of 10 years for a reason, and number 1 for the last, 2 to 3 years for a reason. So like, I don't know. It's not gonna be a different outcome. I think that they can sell it differently, with the same reasons that y'all think that it can't sell. Like, there's always a way to flip the script on people. So like, we get some good training camp footage of Earl. No, let me say this. No, I don't think it will be the next fight. If that was the question, I think you said, do we want to see that next? No, I don't want to see that next. And no, I don't think it'll be next. Now, does that have any bearing on what's really going to happen? We don't know, but I don't want to see it next.
That's the question.
I don't think that's going to happen next. Yeah, I don't think, right, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen next. But, I think they can eventually sell it as a bigger fight, especially if they can, get people to really grasp. Yeah, if they can get people to really grasp on this egg weight thing and Bud cheated because he was with Snap. If they can get people to really believe that bullshit, then they can sell this as a bigger fight. And, oh, man, we gonna make sure that we watch we watch everything in the in the build up for it. We gonna make sure we watch his gloves, and because they were saying he was even stacking too. I want to say I saw a video of him stacking. They saying so. Man, if they can, right? I don't either, right? But if they can get the casual to believe that shit, then maybe they'll believe. Oh man,
Facts.
I think he actually got a shot this time because they said they was gonna watch Bud. So
yeah,
they can watch Bud too. Watch greatness, niggas. Watch 4 times undisputed. Respectfully, I love Earl, so no disrespect.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take a lot to budge Showtime, Espinoza, and everybody to hurry up and rush this fight back out there. We touched on some key factors that I feel prevents this fight from happening next. So I'm gonna say no. I don't believe that this fight, and I've been saying it from the get-go. If anybody, in here watches the channel, I've been saying this since day one. I don't think this fight happens next. If it does, I'd be completely surprised. But I think we've probably seen and heard enough evidence to say that more than likely they're reluctant to try and package this up and give it to us again. And last thing to get the final thoughts on before I wrap it up here. Devin Haney, Regis Prograis. Devin Haney coming off undisputed at 35, trying to conquer his second weight division and become a world champion, challenging Regis Prograis for his WBO or WBC scrap at 140. He's the youngest undisputed to ever do it in the 4-belt era. He's the youngest boxing promoter out there right now. He's accomplished a lot. And he feels that he's the real face of boxing. Final thoughts, Sean Donner.
So I want everybody to do one thing when they get off this video. Go and Google Happy Thanksgiving. That was Bill. That's what Dollar Bill called it when they beat Dev. When Dev beat Tank and they won all that money. He called it Happy Thanksgiving. He went around the city, blessing people in the city, buying their groceries, giving his kids $100 bills for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He did an interview with Fight Hype to break down the whole shit because everybody was running around here talking. Oh, AB said. So he had to break the whole story down and how they won all this money and how nobody has even realized that Tank has never came out to even dispute the shit as much as his fans do. That never ever happened. That ain't never happened. You ain't never heard Tank say that. But he won that fight. AB drunk ass talking about, yeah, man, he cracked his ass. I had to get around and stop it. Hold on, didn't you have money on the fight? Didn't you have money on Tank? Why would you stop it? That don't even make sense, your lying ass. Your ass is drunk. Just like you was drunk talking about how Haney spent all your money.
Nigga, what this got to do with the face of boxing?
I listen what I'm saying, man.
Okay.
No, I just wanted because I forgot to throw this in there earlier. That's what I'm saying. Like they doing all this hating on my boy Dev. You know, so they want to throw all this, like you said, all this shit on his jacket. But we know that he really not the face of boxing. Now, it can be argued again. I think that it was tongue in cheek when he said that. Right. I think he was just picking fun at, Canelo got this thing where he like to say whatever somebody else just said to him. you know, Terrence Crawford said something to him, and he repeated the same shit. You know, Tank like to go out and say, I'm the face of boxing. He want to say the same shit. So I think
one of y'all got something going on in the background, man. Heavy.
Not me. That ain't me. I think, I think he was being tongue in cheek with this whole "I'm the face of boxing" thing. But it can be argued if you know, just like you say, from a pure like Punch said earlier, from a pure boxing standpoint, accomplishments, accomplishments and accolades and all that stuff included, you know, being taken into consideration, then he could arguably be the face of boxing. And the fact that he is the boogeyman to the face of boxing should have some type of credence too. But honestly, just off of sales and off of star power alone, no, he ain't the face of boxing. So yeah, my final thoughts is, hey, be a goddamn lie. Go find out who, why we celebrate Thanksgiving. And no, Devin ain't the face of boxing. So y'all have a good one, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, Punch Drunk. Final thoughts. Devin Haney, undisputed, youngest to do it, youngest promoter out there in the game. A lot of accomplishments at this early stage of his career at a mere 25 years old now, I think Devin is. What do you think, Punch?
All right. First of all, that was Cap. AB's that dude. Put some respect on his name.
My nigga. Respect.
Devin Haney, Mr. Pillowfist. 7th round devastating knockout by Regis Probate. That's my prediction for that. He gonna catch Devin and put Devin on his ass. We ain't never seen it before. I'm excited to see it. Do I think he's the face of boxing? Accolades wise, yeah, we got to give you the argument, but fan base wise, pay-per-view number wise, even money wise, nah, bro. No, so no, you're not the face. You done everything right. You touched on it earlier, TL. He done everything right to be recognized, but you don't have the fans. And one thing you need in any sport, if you want to be considered the best, is the fans. So until Devin gets that behind him, he's never going to be considered the face of boxing. And yeah, but like he got the potential for it though. But you got to get past.
You can fake a lot of things.
Absolutely.
You can fake a lot of things. You can't fake fans. That's where
you can't fake no fans, and that's my 2 cents right there. Listen, in order to be the face of boxing, your popularity has to be above and beyond. You have to be a household name. You know what I'm saying? You got to be that guy.
True.
And for Devin Haney, he's just not that guy. But when you really step back and you look at everything that he's about and what he has accomplished, you got to take your hat off to the kid for sure. There's not much room to hate on Devin Haney for what he has accomplished in the sport of boxing. But he's got a long way to go to be in that conversation with Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez. And yeah, AB that guy. Did I tell y'all the story about AB though, real quick before I get up out of here? Did I tell y'all the story about my first time meeting Adrian Broner?
Not personally, but I want to hear it again.
I put it in one of my videos. I forget, but I'm down there in Miami. It's for my birthday, man, and he's infamous for being down there at Club Live at Fountain Blue. I take my wife down there for my birthday. And we coming through the main foyer, and we breezing through the, I think we going to our room, and boom, right there in the middle of the one of the I want to say the West Side main entrance, AB and the entourage. So I had never met AB before, you know what I mean? I see him. I'm like, yo, I'm going to pull up on him. This before I started the channel and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, I'm going to pull up on AB, man. I'm a fan. I've been rocking with this nigga for a minute. It's my birthday. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. If he try and carry me, we might have a problem because he mad little. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I'm like 6 foot 240, nigga. So, man, the dude was so humble. Like, he was you could tell he was just, he different when the lights come on. Like, he was laughing and giggling and tripping with his peoples, but he was humble, man. He showed me a lot of love in that moment where he really could have tried to stun on me. You know what I mean? Like, but him and the whole team, they embraced me when I told him, I was like, yo, it's my B-Day, man. I'm out here doing it. Yo, he threw the arm around me like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoy your birthday. Snapped the pics with me, man. Was mad respectful to me and my wife at the time. So it just gave me a whole different perspective to kind of see him in his element and not had the cameras in his face and the bright lights. And he in that kind of AB mode. He was just a different dude. So that forever changed my, the way I view Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? So big shout out to AB, man.
Yeah, I heard that.
That was the icing on the cake for my birthday. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't had to show me that kind of love, but he did.
Hell yeah, getting to meet Adrian Broner.
Yeah,
Right.
It was dope. It was.
And
dope,
this was probably at the height of his at the height of his star.
Nah, bro. This was like three years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this was
3 years
ago. I'm gonna say this. I don't got no problem with AB. I know I'm on here talking shit, but listen, I'm an Ohioan to Ohio end. So like, I got love for any Ohioan nigga, and I'll fight a nigga for no reason behind a nigga telling me he from Ohio. Oh, you fight who? You from here? Oh, let's get it. Like, I got nothing but respect for him. But I'm like, again, if we gonna be unbiased and we gonna be in the middle, he got some alcohol issues. We all can see that. We know that he's admitted.
Oh yeah.
So like, like I say, we can't take everything that he says serious. We already know he's a goofball. But I will say this: Maidana cheated in that fight. So we gonna go. Maidana, Maidana.
I am so mad watching that fight.
He loaded his gloves. If you see that first punch that he landed on him, even he knew. Like everybody say, like, oh yeah, he felt that power and did it. Like, no, boxers react a certain way when they feel certain shit. So when he did that, you had to know, like, and I want to say Maidana was already accused of the shit before. He got caught before too. Like, oh yeah, they were trying to let that man die in that ring.
Matter of fact, if y'all want to chop it up about that, go ahead. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. I'm about to pull a clip up real quick. I want to say, Maidana had cheated.
I heard that rumor, but I wasn't sure how true it was about the loaded gloves thing with Maidana. But he didn't look like he had that much power in his other fight.
Yeah, Robert Garcia came out and, like, I want to say it was like the fight before or a couple fights before. Like, Robert Garcia had already come out and said this shit. Like, I smoke like a broke stove, so I'll be having to like research and shit and jog my own memory. But Robert Garcia had called him out before, or no, excuse me, not Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia was his coach at the time, and they got called out by somebody that said, like, we peeped how, we peeped that shit. Like, it was some shit going on, man. And in their corner, they had and in a fight previous to that, they had gave him something. Like, he was sitting in the ring, he was sitting in the corner, and they slipped him something, like a pill before they slipped him a pill right before they put the water bottle in his mouth to drink something. That's what he got called out.
Talking about like that Melvin Taylor, like that one. What fight was that where they were dude like, hand me the bottle, the one that mixed. That wasn't Taylor.
Yeah. Some shit like that. But yeah,
was that fight?
Like that, but it wasn't. No. It wasn't that fight. That's not what happened. Somebody you could literally see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But it was along the lines of that. In the corner, they slipped him something. He got a little. He got that secret stuff. So you could just see somebody's hand come in from the side of the ropes, and like. They had a napkin in their hand. So basically what they did is they was trying to put the shit in a napkin and like make it seem like they was wiping his face and he was going to eat the pill or whatever. But they was fucking goofy and they slipped and like the pill kind of like almost fell out their hands. So they had to like just put it in his mouth and then put the napkin over his mouth after that type of shit. But it was caught on camera. And like,
yeah, I read about that. I ain't seen it actually, but I read about it.
And it was like a fight or two before before Broner, I believe.
He gave Floyd such a good fight the first time.
Man, come on, man.
Like
Come on, man.
Close, but they killed him in the rematch. Like, remember?
People like him. Yeah, they was trying to get him. They was trying to make AB or Floyd lose by any means at that point. So they let motherfucking Pacquiao go in there, knowing that he's a fucking known juicer. They let him go in there doing that shit. Like, come on, man. This is legal money laundering. Like, we got to be real. Boxing is just legal money laundering. Like, we know that the biggest and baddest gangsters in this motherfucker putting money out there and cleaning up and washing up their money with this sport. Like, we can't deny that. We ain't about to sit here and try to point no fingers at nobody because shit, if we all had the opportunity, we'd probably be doing it too. But I'm just saying, like, ain't none of this shit really noble. And most of these fights don't come down to, they don't really come out to be the best guy. It's whoever can cheat the best and not get caught. You know what I'm saying? Whoever got the most money on their side, whoever got the bookies and the referee and the judges in their side. You know what I'm saying? On their side. I'm just being real right now. You know how I think anyway. But like I said, he got cheated. He got cheated, and they don't call that out. But they want to call out egg weights and Buzz Glove because he went out there and showed these niggas he was great as he been trying to tell y'all he was. You know what I'm saying? So this shit crazy. They won't even have that conversation about them other boys though.
Yeah, I don't even know what to add to that. That's really facts, bro, because I remember reading something about McDonough, bro, and I was wondering, like, because I told you, when I read it, I started going back and watching this fight leading up to the Adrian Broner fight, and then the first Floyd Mayweather fight, and I'm like, it could do, like, because you did see them little, some burst of energy, you know what I mean, that was coming in certain rounds, like in the later rounds of his fight, he would get them crazy bursts of energy, and it's like, how is he doing that? Now you say that about that shit, bro. That makes sense. Yeah, you notice that about his fights. At the end of all his fights, he gets that crazy burst. It's like, how is he getting this crazy burst? He's been throwing crazy punches every round. How is this possible?
Hold on, and you forgot when Floyd and McDonough had the debate over the gloves. Remember, I'm looking at the shit right now, but if you got to go watch the video where he was like, nah, Leonard Ellerby was like, nah, we're not fighting unless y'all fighting the same gloves as us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need a pack of gloves that ain't been fucking opened. Like, these look like they've been used, like, recently. Like, hell no, we're not fighting in these gloves. I forgot all about that one. Like, no, we ain't fighting. That was probably like 10 years ago. It says 9 years ago. My bad. So 9 years ago. Like, no, we're not fighting in these gloves, bro. Like, it's always some shit going on with these niggas, bro. So I got nothing but respect for AB.
Hold up, bro.
It ain't no disrespect.
You see what somebody just commented? Devin Rob Loma.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Devin Rob Loma, man.
He said, okay, but keep the same energy. Floyd took an IV versus Pac-Man, and he lost to Castillo. You guys don't keep it the same and just fanboy. Yo, he beat Castillo with a broke hand and then killed him in a rematch, bro. That debunked the thing what you saying about he lost to Castillo. He beat Castillo with a broke hand.
Right.
And then
the IV ain't no smoking gun that it had to be fucking steroids. Like, and most people didn't even know you could take steroids by IV until that happened. Like, what are you talking about? Not saying that Floyd is all the way off the hook because it's still a possibility that he did. I'm trying to be unbiased, but at the same time, like, we can't just crucify him and say he did.
For blood testing, but you can't. Like, I don't even know why people say this stuff. When Manny was the one, like, drug test might make me weak. I don't want to take a drug test. I don't want to do none of that. Like,
hold on. He didn't say.
Floyd was like an advocate for the blood testing. Like, you know what I mean? He wanted, like, the niggas, the cats that come in, follow you around, all that. Like the VADA cats. He introduced VADA to boxing.
Right.
Like,
and
that
was something that Floyd didn't want to do, and it was something that Inouye just didn't want to do either. Inouye was bitching when they came to his crib too. And look what he did to Scooter.
So
but we ain't about to talk about that.
Completely wrong. We ain't fans.
Hold on.
We just
he didn't say Devin Rob Lona. That's his damn name.
That's his name.
Devin lived rent free in this man's head, bro. That's crazy, bro. Devin don't even know this man exists, bro. That's crazy.
Like, no, them cats you was talking about who just want to pay anything to see him lose. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Rob Lona.
Should be nice if he call in one day. It'd be nice if he call in one day. We ain't gonna sit here and clown you without giving you the chance to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? We just it's all in fun. We you know what I'm saying, right?
Number up so you can call in.
Yeah, straight up. Respectfully. We ain't gonna jump on your back. We ain't gonna it's all in fun. We just like to talk some shit. But yeah, that's crazy though. Like again, if you go back and watch, like if you go in and type like Devin Haney Loma punch count, all the videos are going to be videos that are like biased toward Loma. It'll be like every punch, but it only shows the punches that Loma is taking. Like, it never shows none of Devin's punches. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew Devin put in work on the body. How come none of those punches are counted? How come where the video for all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's so fucking biased for no fucking reason. Nobody has a real reason to hate Devin. Nobody really got a reason to hate any of these boxers at all. You know what I'm saying? Really. No real reason. You might not like how one of them moving or what they.
I mean,
you know,
the Loma fanboys, they couldn't handle it. The Loma fanboys is almost as bad as the Errol Spence fanboys.
And what's crazy
they
is
was crying tears, boys. They was crying tears. Like, he won. Lomo got robbed. Man, no, he didn't. Lomo got smoked, bro. It was a good fight. Lomo made it closer than it should have been. Shit. But as far as him winning the fight, he ain't doing enough, bro.
Loma lost
to Jermaine. That's always Loma's problem.
Loma lost to my nigga Jermaine Ortiz too, but ain't nobody about to talk about how he handed that nigga the belts in the corner after he lost. Like after they named him the winner, Jermaine Ortiz went and sat in the corner, or he was like in his own corner, and then Loma walked over there and gave him the belts. Like, here you go, like folded him up and gave him all the belts.
And let's talk about how
he knows. Like, come on, man, Loma ain't
made himself the franchise champion. Because he was scared to face Devin, who was his mandatory. So he had to be called the email champion for years.
You know what I'm saying?
Lomo gave up the belt because he ain't rumbling because he always knew this was going to happen, bro.
He's like, I want a rematch.
The Lomo fans is delusional. Look, he said he triggered us.
Yeah, look, Devin said he wanted a rematch, right? Fuck that trigger shit.
Your name is Devin Rob Loma,
right.
Man. You're having
we triggered you,
that
buddy.
Fight right now.
We triggered you, right. Look, we triggered him long before he triggered us, but since we talking about triggers, let's get the shooting shit. This motherfucker talking about, oh man, I want a rematch. You ain't heard that rematch shit since, nigga. You ain't heard that rematch shit since. Because Bob came out talking about, we don't think he's gonna rematch. Hold on, let me die real quick. We don't need a rematch. He's dealing
let's
with
talk about how he ducked Shakur Stevenson after that. They offered him the most money he ever was offered in his life.
Look,
he turned that right down because I'm not losing back-to-back because Shakur was going to do him worse.
He can't fight Shakur. He can't fight Devin because he's back home dealing with a war. But he can fight all these other motherfuckers that he calling out, though. Like, shut the fuck up, Bob. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
He said, dude said over 80% of people said he lost, and the audience also said the same.
Right, and sometimes it's okay to be the single hand clapping. You ain't got to always be a fucking follower sometimes. Go look at the fight for yourself with the fucking audio off.
It's a big draw, man. He got a crazy fan base.
He's the house fighter. Like, so. What's crazy is he's the house fighter.
Going on?
Look, what's crazy is he was the house fighter. They've been trying to fucking award this man belt since his first fight in the goddamn pros, and they still said he lost. So,
Devin
bro, who the
robbed
fuck
Loma.
You sound silly, but that's his name.
Yeah, we got a troll in the house.
What he said. That's his name.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
Man.
Shout out to Devin robbed Loma, bro.
He should have named himself Loma Testicle. Man,
that's some real fanboy shit there, bro. Hold up. So, hold up, bro. This dude's name is Devin robbed Loma. I can't even entertain that shit.
Theo, you made it, bro. You got.
We just had to cook him real quick.
I can't even entertain that, bro.
We attracted the troll.
Wow.
We ain't gonna block him. We ain't gonna silence him or none of that. We want him to call into the show one day and just talk that shit. I want to hear it.
I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't gonna entertain it, but I ain't mad at you. That's super fanboy shit.
Right.
I don't entertain that shit. But yo, we gotta wrap this one up, man. I'm about to go to bed. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for even Devin Rob Loma, man, for coming in and peeping out, man. I appreciate you. I wish I could have caught some of the conversation y'all had with this dude. It looked like it was fun.
When you watch the playback, you'll see.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Appreciate my guys, man. Punch Drunk 412. Check them out. Timmy's the best. And my guy Sean the Don, man. I appreciate y'all, bro. Great show, man. Great show. You can
Please
look forward to us
I want you to hear what I. My bad. I want you to run it back and
check out that.
AB.
Okay, for sure.
Just run it back. See what I said about AB. Yep.
Man, you can look forward to us coming together, man, on at least a couple of times out the week, 2 to 3 times out the week, man. I enjoy these shows with these guys, man. All right, that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. Heavy Bad Boxing TV. Y'all know who I got with me, right? He don't like half you
Mayweather,
niggas,
baby.
and I don't like the other half. Talk to a monk.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.